Hey man, I gotta do what I gotta do. You feel me?
It opens at like what 5, right? 5 a.m.
Nah, it's 12 a.m.
Oh,
Or no,
so
it's 9 p.m. actually over here. 9
wait,
p.m. today.
hold up. You could just go in line and then pre-order?
Yeah, 9 p.m. today at GameStop.
Oh, maybe
Like I
I'll
said,
do the same.
right after
Bruh.
this show, I'm going to go get my pre-order. I'm going. At first,
Fuck, dude,
I wasn't gonna get the Switch 2, but then when I started to think about it, I'm like, bro, I'm about to sell
Nah,
I'm about to trade in my PS5.
Bro, what are you doing not wanting to get it though? That's the thing, right?
See, financially, I was like, it's not right.
Nah,
it's not
man.
a good time. But if
Some
I
things
trade
are
in my
more important.
PS5 and get
No,
that
just
360,
Yeah.
bro, that's way more worth it.
So you're gonna trade in your console?
Yeah, because I don't play my fucking PS5.
Damn, bro. There's gonna be like some Sony pony there just staring at you, bro.
Oh yeah,
They're gonna be like, oh.
I hope somebody tries to
be
be like, you know, Ghost of Yote is coming out. Bitch, get the fuck out. I don't give a fuck about no damn
Bro,
Ghost
that's
of
gonna
Yote.
come out on PC 6 months later, bro. It's gonna come out on PC 6 months later.
You're gonna
It's
miss
not
out on
even
Ghost of
gonna
Yote. Bitch, I don't give a fuck about no
We got
Ghost of
Assassin's Creed
Yote.
like 2 months ago.
Really, the only
Nah.
game that's gonna hurt to miss out on
That's
is actually one of our topics.
for sure.
But that was a good mic check because we've been live this whole time. Or I shouldn't say live, but you know what I mean.
I got you.
But what it do, what it don't, what it is, and what it ain't, it's your boy, Don Otaku, aka Don Solo, aka Solo the Don, aka Solo D Swaggy, aka Donaldo. I don't know. I was playing rematch. I played soccer. We out here. Cristiano Donaldo. Yeah, let's go with that one. That's cool.
Okay.
And of course, I'm here with my co-host, Subegels, aka Subeg, aka the Green Thumb, aka the Gaming Gardener, aka what you got for me today?
Oh, aka the leader of the fantasy critic.
We don't know about that one.
Yeah.
And of course, Lognet's very own. But yeah, man, how you been? You've been out of the online scene. What's it been like on the other side? I haven't seen that side before.
No, this isn't the first time I've done this. I do this occasionally. It's nice though. It's a nice reset. It feels good. I'm getting a lot more done, of course. I'm getting I'm starting to do my schoolwork earlier on in the week instead of later, not procrastinating. It's funny, every time this is the only time I'll mention the Clippers, but anytime they play, I don't check the score. I don't even watch it. I just try to lock in on whatever I'm doing, whether that's work. If I'm at work, I just lock in, But it's been nice. It's actually been paying off. So I'm just gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it going. But I just hit Costco today. We got some things. Got some little groceries. Got some coconut water, stuff like that. Been making smoothie bowls, so I'm back on that. So I'm chilling. What about yourself?
That's what's up. I've been cooling.
Okay.
The new bed setup is smacking. Yeah. Sleeping been great. But other than that though, I said last week that I wasn't in a gaming mood. That changed super quick. Because I've been playing a shit ton again.
Yeah. Okay.
So a nice little 1 week reset.
Yeah.
Of less gaming, just to go full throttle into gaming again, and it's gonna be even more coming up that. Especially tomorrow, or I guess
never ends.
Yeah, tomorrow. So yeah, But with that, we can go ahead and talk about some gaming. Now, I'll let you go first because I have a ton to talk about.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that you were in that like little stint where you didn't want to play, which is kind of what I'm in. But it's not that I don't want to play; it's just that I just it's hard for me to get the time to play. But I have played a little bit. Still in South of Midnight. I wanted to beat it, but I'm still on chapter 10. Probably gonna get it done because of the games that are about to come out. But I'm super close to that. Still enjoying it. Outside of that, though, honestly, the only thing that I've picked up that's new is I picked up a Thousand Year Door. So when I'm laying in bed, it's nice because I told you I have the Valari pillow, right? The Iron Lords one. So when I'm laying in bed, I lay it like on my chest, right? And then I just have my hands like resting on the pillow, so it's like super comfy, like it's mad comfy, and I just be sitting there playing it. I think I'm on chapter 2. I just gave the necklace to that one person that becomes your party member. I forget her name, but yeah, it's like a little ghost looking thing. But just did that. I'm actually really enjoying it. I'm getting ready for Expeditions 33, so I wanted to play something that's like more active turn-based, so that's why I picked that up. But I'm actually having fun.
Well, I guess Super Mario RPG is the OG, but
yeah. But yeah, it's great. I'm loving it. The art style is super nice. It looks gorgeous on the OLED for sure. I'm surprised by how it looks. It looks amazing. But I mean, it's paper art style, so it's not super intensive, but still the art styles look great. Super excited to see if it gets like a update or anything on the Switch too. That'd be cool. But yeah, outside of that, nothing much. That's it. Probably like a total in like the past week, I've only gamed like maybe like 2 or 3 hours. So I know it's hard for me to find time, but it's good though. No biggie.
Yeah, man, you gotta get in where you fit in, bro. It'd be like that sometimes.
Exactly. Yeah, sure.
But as for myself, really, like okay, so before I talk about games, there is something I'm super excited about to get back into because it's been a long time coming. But I finally got another group together to play D&D, and then we have a DM and we have everything. We're setting up everything this weekend, creating our characters, going over the world, all of that. I'm nice. Super excited about that because it's been over 2, maybe 3 years at this point since I last played D&D. That was some of the most fun that I've had, and we're trying out this the DM wanted to try out this new thing called Dungeon World, which I've never heard of. It's like a different type of D&D. They have like different, like Pathfinder, like the games Pathfinder, Kingmaker, and Pathfinder. That's like a spin-off of D&D. Then there's like the official like D&D 5e, and then there's like Dungeon World, which is another kind of spin-off. It just kind of does D&D with different rules and different kind of mechanics. So we're testing that one out with a new campaign, and if everything goes smoothly, we are planning on making a podcast out of it as well.
Oh, okay. So, damn, you gonna be on like 4 podcasts?
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
So
full-time working.
I'm looking forward to that a lot.
Okay,
but as far as the video gaming, as you can see on my screen, I was playing the rematch beta. Let me tell you that I got so addicted to this game that it didn't. So I had the beta, and first day played a couple matches. I was like, that's pretty cool. Played it the next day. I played like 2 more matches, 3 maybe. I was like, I like I understand the appeal. It's just not hitting yet, bro. The third day, which happened to be the last day, it finally started to click. And the only reason it really started to click with me is because when I was playing it, I kept on saying, man, this just makes me want to play Rocket League. So I went, I played some Rocket League because it's been like probably one of the longest stints without Rocket League in a long time, because it has only been, it's 2 months. That's literally how long it's been since I played Rocket League. Damn, but that's still one of the longest stints that I've ever gone without playing it. So I went back and played Rocket League, and I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, and then, bro, I swear, when I get back on Rocket League, it's like I never left, bro. It's like my muscle memory just kicks in. I'm back to being him. It just works every time. So, and then I was like, all right. So I was like, it started to like, I started to be like, okay, I need to play Rematch like I play Rocket League. So then when I got back on Rematch, everything just started to fall into place.
Yeah, it started to click, huh?
And I was like, oh, okay. Like, what I realized that like you need to position yourself just like Rocket League. You need to pay attention to your surroundings. You have to like know where your teammates are, pass to them, and then it just started to come together. And then I just started beasting, bro. That like the last hour or two that I played, bro, I was going in. I was like, yeah, I can't wait to play more. And then I realized that this fucking beta ended the next day. I was so hurt.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Rematch is literally like I just call it human Rocket League. Like that's all it is.
So soccer, nah.
See,
no, just kidding.
But like the reason I say that it's not just soccer because it doesn't have the slowdown in the rules of soccer. There's no fouls. There's no out of bounds. All of that's taken out just like they did with Rocket League to make sure that the game is always going. There's no like big, long, drawn out stops or anything that kind of stops your gameplay.
I see. Okay, that's cool.
So the rules and everything is set up exactly like Rocket League. Even like the overtime, all of that is set up exactly how Rocket League is. But you just have 4 or 5 human players, depending on if you do 4v4 or 5v5. I actually didn't play 5v5 yet. I was just getting used to the 4v4. But even in Rocket League, I prefer to play with less players. I usually play 2v2 and maybe 3-on-3 every now and then. I missed the fuck out of that goal. Y'all ain't see that. The one thing that is different about Rocket League and this is that in Rocket League there's no dedicated goalie, or at least there shouldn't be a dedicated goalie if you're playing the game right. You're supposed to rotate with your players. So like someone will be guarding a goal, and then once they like either save or they hit the ball, like they clear the ball to the other side, they move, and then somebody else needs to rotate behind to like protect the goal just in case, or be close enough to the goal to go back at any time. So in this one, like after every play, after every score, it changes someone to be the dedicated goalie. Now you can move and not be the goalie. A lot of people do that and they're idiots, but you're supposed to be there unless somebody literally like comes to switch with you, like if they wanted to play goalie. But for the most part, if you're at the goalie as the goalie at the beginning of the or not the round or the match or anything, but once someone scores and they put you as the goalie, you're supposed to stay there unless someone like literally wants to just play the goalie and they like come to relieve you. But yeah, this game is a lot of fun. It's not as hard as Rocket League to learn, but it is still mechanically dense, and there is a lot to learn. And if you do not do the tutorials, you're not gonna be doing good. I'll tell you that. But they also don't put you into the tutorial at the beginning like most multiplayer games do. They literally just say, hey, if you want to do the tutorial, go ahead. If you want to just jump into a match, go ahead. Which I don't think that's a good idea, because there's a lot of people that I was playing with who did not know how to do half of the fucking mechanics, didn't even know how to pass properly, which is me also. But that was on the first day. I was playing on the third day and motherfuckers still didn't know what they were doing. So yeah, tutorial is a must, because there's a lot of, like, it took me, I had to play the tutorial a couple of times just to like learn how to pass properly. Because passing in this game, like, really just the whole aiming system takes a lot to get used to, because it's like in the passing aiming is like independent of your moving, like, or where your camera is. So it's easy to like trick yourself into where you think the ball's going, and then where it's actually shooting. But once you get a handle on that, it starts to feel more intuitive, and then it just starts to come more naturally. So yeah, it took I probably put about 6-7 hours before I started to actually feel comfortable. Whereas Rocket League is like 200 hours, and then you finally can like be average.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait for this game to officially come out in June. Like, I'm glad I'm glad I didn't burn myself out, or I hope they don't bring it back, because I feel like Fragpunk, I burned myself out with the betas, because I played like 15 hours, 3 different betas, like 10 to 15 hours in 3 different beta sessions.
Yeah.
And by the time the game came out, it like I had already kind of burned myself out. I'm glad that I only got this little taste of it, and it didn't start to click until like the last hour or two, because now I'm like, okay, when it comes out, I'm about to be like on this shit for real.
Yeah. Rematch looks cool. I was looking at gameplay of it, because I didn't play the beta, but I'm curious about it, especially now that I picked it up. But it makes me want a basketball version of it.
Bro,
it makes me want a basketball version of it.
Bro, if Slow Clap makes a basketball version, or they add basketball into this, like Rocket League has a hoops version, bro, it's over.
Yeah, that'd be sick, right? That'd be sick. But the game looks fun though. The game looks fun. What you think? What you thinking? Score wise,
it's gonna be a 77 from critics, because it's a multiplayer game, and like and 82 is like the highest a multiplayer game can get, unless you're Nintendo. And then, but as far as like the critic, like the people's reception, I would say like a 85, 88.
Okay.
The people's choice. And it'll win. It will win. No, it's not. I was gonna say it's gonna win multiplayer game of the year at the game, but it's not, because Mario Kart World is gonna win that.
Yeah, probably. But I was gonna say, just like a endpoint for this game. What do you think made them want to switch from like a single player like roguelike to like a multiplayer soccer game? Like that's kind of a drastic change, no?
You know what it is?
More money.
Slow Clap ain't no pussies like these other devs out here.
I got you.
But it, like, Slow Clap, it's still in Slow Clap's DNA, because their DNA is animation quality. And
I got you.
Because Absolver was their first, or at least I don't know if it was their first game. It was the first game that I know from them. Slow Clap that's where that combat animation, that smooth ass animation, and the
You mean Sifu?
yeah, it like that kind of translated into Sifu, but they were like, okay, how do we use this slick ass animation system that we got and apply it to something that's not just an action game?
Yeah. Okay.
And that's where I feel like they didn't really do like anything crazy or drastic. They just applied it to a different genre that would actually work well with it. And soccer is you know, and now if they should have did like some Shaolin soccer shit, it would have been cool as fuck. Like honestly, that would have been live if you were doing like some fucking kung fu moves, and yeah, that would have been live. But it's but like the biggest complaint with most sports games is the animations. And the animations are all like, we always complain about them 2K animations, bro. Them scripted ass, like non-fluid, non-realistic animations.
Yeah.
So them taking their system of like their animation system and applying it to a sports game to makes it feel fluid and natural, and yes, like I'm happy that they're like, it makes sense from that standpoint.
Yeah.
But also money, multiplayer games, microtransactions, let's go. Like it's the best of both worlds. They understand.
Make a basketball one.
Yeah, bro.
Please.
Bro, slow clap with some dribble animations and some crossovers. It's gonna be nasty, bro. Don't get my hopes up, bro. Why are you doing this to me?
Hey, I'm the bigger basketball fan here, bro.
See, when it comes to games, like I love basketball. Yeah. And when it comes to playing, I also love basketball. I love playing basketball in real life.
Yeah, hoop is fun, man.
I just don't like sports in general. I love playing sports games. I love playing sports in real life. I just do not like watching.
Care about watching it. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, but like I said, I was also playing Rocket League. Had to get a quick session in, and I went on a streak. I lost my first game, but then after I lost the first game, I went on a 3-game streak. And I was just like, yeah, bro, I'm still him. Like, it's undeniable at this point. I haven't ranked yet, or I haven't got my rank back. I'm still unranked right now because the new season started, so I don't know where I'm gonna fall. But most likely, I'm probably gonna fall in Diamond 3 or Champion 1, depending on the rest of my games. But yeah, I love having Fortnite Crew because I automatically get the Rocket Pass and I get all the Fortnite Battle Passes. It's like, for me, it's an incredible value because I play both games. Like, out of all, those are my 2 multiplayer games, Fortnite and Rocket League. So Fortnite Crew is just an amazing deal for me because I get like everything from both of my 2 most played games.
Yeah, and you get the VC too every month.
Yep. So yeah, not too much on Rocket League, but still, I'm glad to be back. It like came back to me. I was just like, yeah, bro, it's about that time to start getting back into this.
Yeah.
Now, there was a new game that I played. I got talked into buying with a friend, not one of my Project Entitled friends. Which is funny because this is a game that Mars has been telling me to buy and play with him for the longest. I've been like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm not gonna play that shit. But then one of my old friends, he was my boss back in Houston when I was working at Petco.
Okay.
He hit me up and he was like, "Hey man, you played this game Repo before?" And I was like, "I've seen it, but nah, I haven't played it." He was like, "Bro, we gotta play it." And I was like, all right. So I bought the game. Sorry, Mars. He gonna be pissed when he hears this story, because he always complains about how I always play games with other people.
That's sad.
So yeah, well, the reason that I chose to play this with him is because he's a friend of me and my girl, so we were both like, okay, yeah, we can like both get this. It's $10. It's cool. We'll play this with him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what happened. But Repo is a co-op kind of horror game where you're going into these different places. Sometimes it's like a mansion, sometimes it's a like warehouse, and you're trying to collect all of the valuables in the place, load them into this cart, and then extract before you get killed by whatever the monster of that level is. Sometimes multiple monsters.
Yeah.
The coolest part about this is like the voice chat system, because, and I think Phasmophobia is like this also, but I think when I did play Phasmophobia, I was playing in like Discord, so I didn't actually get to like I didn't realize it. But we were playing in-game chat, and it has proximity chat with like, but it's like really good. It actually feels like natural. The way that the voice carries, and like you'll hear someone, like basically you'll be trying to go through the mansion, you're collecting stuff, and you'll hear your friend, like you barely hear them. You're like, "Where are you at?" And you just hear a scream from him in a distance, and you're just like, "Oh shit!" And like there was a part where we beat the first one pretty easily. We didn't even see the monster. The second stage that we got to, we couldn't even finish it because we just we destroyed. So you have to like carefully get the loot into the cart, because you can destroy the loot, and if you keep dropping it, or if you like hit it up against something, it loses value, and if it's if it loses too much value, it'll break. We broke all of the loot. Like we didn't have enough money. Like, you have to hit a certain amount of money to extract. We did not have any more money, because every time we would be trying to carry the items, we would end up getting chased by one of the monsters, and then we would just drop the loot and then start running. So like there are different ways to escape the monster. You can't fight back though. At least not where we are. Supposedly you can get weapons later on, but where we are, there's no weapons, just straight running. So you can either run away if the monster can't catch you, but you also can hide under tables or hide under stuff, and then they won't be able to get you if you're hiding. So yeah, this game is a lot of fun if you're into like the co-op horror games. Like for me, these are like the best type, because it's scary, but at the same time it's just funny as fuck. Like hearing everyone's reaction, you're like, "Oh shit!" Yeah. And you also have to be quiet. If the monster is nearby you, if you talk into the mic, it will come after you. Like it'll hear you. So you literally have to be quiet whenever there's a monster nearby. But yeah, this game is a lot of fun if you like the Phasmophobia type of game, or you like those. What are the other ones? I always forget. There's a lot of them now. it feels like this is like a trending genre.
Yeah, there was like one that was like free at launch too, if I remember.
Yeah,
I forgot what it was
content
called.
warning, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but this one's been trending for a while. It's one of the most played games.
Okay.
On
That's
Steam right now, but yeah, it's actually pretty cool. And for $10, it's a steal, bro. This clip right here was fucking hilarious because we were trying to get this big ass computer down the stairs, and it cost. It was actually like worth a shit ton. So we're trying to carefully take this heavy ass computer down the stairs, and we're trying to like work together. I was coming from the top of the stairs with the computer, and then my girlfriend, she's like walking backwards holding it, and we're going down the stairs, and then she's like, "Oh, there's a cute duck next to you. What is this duck?" And then the duck just hurt, like the mouth of the duck just turns like into this fucking like crocodile like jaws and starts like whooping the shit out of her. And then she just drops the computer down the stairs, and you just see her try to run, and the fucking duck is just destroying her, and then she's dead. Like I don't hear anything from her for a while. Funny. And we lost the fucking computer like because it tumbled down the stairs and broke. I was like, bro. So yeah, this game is fucking hilarious. Like you're always gonna run into some fucking funny situations in this.
Okay.
But that is Repo. So this next game is actually one that I am reviewing for Lognet. It's already out, so I think I can talk about this. It is called Nova Drift, and the best way to describe this game is that it's modernized asteroids, like the classic Atari 2600 asteroids.
Okay.
I know that's way before your time, Subegos. Have you ever played Asteroids before?
Is that the one where you're like a little ship and you're like destroying like the little like creatures?
Well, you're not destroying creatures. You're destroying asteroids. Like literally, they're just rocks.
Oh, like rocks.
And you're breaking them apart. You're trying to like you split up the big rocks into little rocks, and you got to destroy the little rocks. And you're trying not to get hit.
I've never played this.
Okay.
I've never played this.
So it's a modernized version of that, but it's also a roguelike.
Okay.
Well, if anything, I would call this more of a survivor, like a vampire survivors like, rather than a regular roguelike, because it has that same kind of wave system. You're on you're just on that same map. It's not about like progressing forward as far as the level goes. You're gonna stay in the same spot, and you're just gonna keep on upgrading, and you're just trying to survive for as long as you can.
I see. So you're not even moving.
So you are moving. You're moving with your jets, and it controls just like asteroids. You have to jet, like you have to rocket forward, and like your rockets kind of like they'll move, and then once you stop rocketing, you'll kind of drift a little bit, and you have to kind of control yourself. It doesn't control like you would think. If you haven't played Asteroids, you're probably gonna be like confused by the movement of it. I like honestly, if I never played Asteroids before, I would probably be pissed off about this game.
I'm looking at the OG, the 1979 one. The ship's not even moving; it's just standing in place.
Am I remembering? Maybe there is an updated version.
There is a newer version that Asteroids Recharge that's like kind of like that, but it's more of like what are those shooters?
Yeah, like the shmups.
Yeah, like shmups for sure, or like Super Stardust or something.
See,
like
I never
that.
played the original Atari 2600 version. I did play a PC like port, or maybe that was like in a different version of it. But the one I played on PC, you were able to move.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
for sure.
But yeah, it's there are asteroids in this, but there are also monsters, or other ships, aliens, whatever they're supposed to be, that are attacking you, and you have 3 different types, or I should say 4 different types of upgrades. The first upgrade is going to be your weapons, and unlike Vampire Survivors, you're not going to stack a bunch of weapons together. It's just gonna you choose which one. If you like, whenever you have an upgrade for a weapon, you can replace the one that you're using, or you can upgrade that weapon to be like a better version of it. So they'll have a weapon upgrades, they'll have your shield upgrades, and they'll have your hull upgrade, and they will have different effects. Like the shield can be you'll have a ring around you, and if any ships enter the ring, they'll take damage. They'll have ones where it just increases how much shield you have and how fast it recharges. But you can only have one of those at one time. You can upgrade those to be better, but you can only have one type. So it's not like Vampire Survivors in a sense that you just keep on stacking more and more until you're just like this omnipotent being. It's more you're trying to build a class, like you're trying to build a specific class rather than trying to stack a bunch of abilities on top of each other. So you'll like, let's say the build that I had most success with was like, there's this one weapon called Pulse, and it kind of literally just shoots a pulse in a 360 around your ship and takes out everybody around you. But if you shoot in front, it does the most damage if someone's in front of you. So then I had like, my shield had a ring around me that causes damage if anyone touches the ring, and that one helped a lot because the Pulse is also a close range weapon. So I was kind of doubling up by getting as close as I can and taking them out. And then I also would have, what was the other one? The whole, can't remember what upgrade I would do for that one. But then after you have your 3 that you've set for your gear, you'll have the mods, and then the mods is where the real like building of your character comes into play. So the mods will be a bunch of different attributes that get upgraded, and these also have like different levels to them as well. So this will be like, oh, you can add drones that fly around you. They can take damage for you, but then they regenerate after a certain amount of time. But they also shoot at enemies who are close by. But then you can upgrade that, and you can have assault drones. And then if you have assault drones, you can actually kind of control them. So you can either have them circle around you, or you can actually send them to go fight like the other enemies. For like they'll go out and start attacking the other enemies. So you don't have to be close range with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Then they'll have other stuff like, oh, you're like you have less. You have less rate of fire, but now your blasts go much farther. Like they can probably cover the entire screen now instead of just half the screen. Gotcha. So they'll have a bunch of upgrades like that, and that's where you really start to. The mods is where the building really starts. So the first like few levels, because you level up as you kill enemies. The first few levels is about choosing your gear, but then once you hit like level 5 or something, then you're able to start to build onto that and like start to build up, and you still have the chance to change your gear at any time if you feel like you got some mods that would fit another weapon better, or you weren't able to pick the weapon that you wanted at the start. So yeah. As someone who loves Vampire Survivors, I'm really digging this one. It's it's like the asteroids aspect of it is probably the worst part of it. I just don't like the asteroid controls, but at the same time I understand like it's a take on a classic like formula, so like I'm not really pay
homage some way, right?
Yeah, I'm not mad about it, but at the same time it's like I just don't like controlling my ship like that. But it also adds to the challenge, because if I had like as much control as I would have in like a shmup, like where I always feel like I'm like super in control, then this game probably wouldn't even be that hard. Because a lot of the challenge comes from the navigating of the ship versus the like amount of enemies on screen, or like the amount of bullets coming at you, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, Nova Drift, that's the game I will have my full review once I beat some of the harder modes and start to get a feel for unlock all the upgrades and stuff. I'll put out a full review of it, but I'm having fun with it, and the more stuff I unlock and I get to see like, oh, this is actually like a game changer, like they actually have some really good unlocks, so I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna stick with it. But that is Nova Drift. And the final game that I've been playing is actually going to be our first topic, because it seems that we've been talking about this game like every week. There was some new leak, some new information that kind of just it basically just confirms, or I shouldn't say confirms, but points to this game's existence being real. And here we are with the finally the full announcement. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion had an event the day that it dropped, and Bethesda and Virtuos went over everything that we needed to know about this game. And the presentation was actually really good. It was like a 15-20 minute event, and they talked about preserving that classic Oblivion charm but modernizing it for the modern audience, and using Unreal Engine 5 as the body, while Gamebryo, which was the original engine that they used for Oblivion before it became Creation Engine, that is the brains of the game still. So there's already like hundreds of mods already for the remastered version, because it is still using that Gamebryo engine. So a lot of people have just been kind of porting their mods over from the original Oblivion. But the Unreal Engine, that like they just use that as the body for the assets to look good. They reworked, they redid characters model, like they redid the character models, the environment models. Like, this is a full remake, but for whatever reason they decided to call it a remaster. Probably because it's closer to a 1-to-1 rather than it being like I mean, I still don't understand why they call it a remaster. It is what it is, though. Yeah. Like, I feel like this is closer to a remake than what we got with Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, and that was a remake.
Yeah.
So yeah, but so shout out to Jeff Grubb. He was right, as usual. People were coming at him, talking about, yeah, he's just spouting shit. It's not coming, like, it's April, we haven't heard anything, it's not happening. Oh, there's no event. Why would it just shadow drop out of nowhere? Like, he said it was April, then he said it was the week of April 21st. Then he said, yeah, it's shadow dropping on the 23rd, or sorry, the 22nd, and then like yeah, he was right on all fronts. So Nate the Hate also was a big one too when it comes to that. So those are like my top two, bro. Like, and if it's Xbox related, Jez Corden is up there as well. Like when it comes to rumors and leaks, they are usually the most on point.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, and right after the event, Shadow dropped. Actually, during the event, because people were able to download it on Game Pass before the event was even over. But I did get a chance to play, and I have no nostalgia for Oblivion. Skyrim was probably the first Elder Scrolls game that I really got into. And as far as a remake goes, bro, Virtuos killed it. And it's not even like Virtuos has been doing amazing. Like, the first thing I know about Virtuos before they started doing remakes and remasters is that they were one of the best porting studios to the Nintendo Switch. So a lot of the best ports that came to Nintendo Switch, Virtuos handled. But then they started to get into the remake game, including Metal Gear Solid Tri or whatever, Alpha, whatever they call, or what is it called? Delta. Yeah, Delta, that's coming out. That's also Virtuos.
Oh, really?
Yes, like Virtuos. Okay. They are very good at doing one-to-one remakes, keeping the original vision, keeping everything intact that you loved. They're not like, they might add a few things to try to modernize controls and gameplay mechanics, but the experience that you will have will basically be one-to-one, and they've been doing a really good job of that. So as far as how the game feels, the fact that there's sprint, the animation or the combat animations actually have some hit to them, and there's sound effects. The character models are way better. Like, just looking at those comparisons, it's just like, yeah. But even like the game looks better than like the special edition of Elder Scrolls Skyrim.
Yeah,
like by a mile. It looks better than most of the mods that I've applied to Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Why do I keep saying Elder Scrolls? Like, both of these games aren't Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the mods that I've like the super high definition textures, super, like, it looks better than a lot of those mods. Mm-hmm. And that just goes to show how good they did on this remake. So as a remake, this is a 10 out of 10 example. From the gameplay enhancements, even like the leveling system, they kind of changed up to be a mix of Skyrim and Oblivion. They didn't just bring the leveling system from Oblivion, but they didn't completely change it, or they didn't completely remove it either. Which some of the elements of Oblivion is actually better than Skyrim. Like the combat handling as far as your weapons and stuff, because you can, so like Skyrim, you can only have like one or two things, like left hand, right hand, and that's it. This kind of reminded me of Avowed, because you can have magic, you can have a sword, you can have a shield all at once. And when you need to like switch, you don't have to like go out of your way to switch to a torch or something like that. Like, you don't have to equip the torch into your left hand type shit. It literally is, you just drop your weapons, or you put away your weapons, and then you'll pull out the torch. So that, like, intuitive wise, as far as the game, like the weapon handling, I don't understand. Like, they went backwards with it in Skyrim from what I've seen of this game. And And like at first I was like, yeah, bro, this shit feels modern. Like it feels like a new release. It feels great. Also I maxed out the settings, and I was hitting like 100 frames per second with frame generation. I was like, hell yeah, bro, we doing this. It's popping. Then I left the dungeon. That shit dropped, bro. That shit tanked to like the 40s.
And even with frame gen,
bro, even with frame gen.
Oh my god.
And that shit was so bad. I was like, bro. And it was like, it wasn't like it was steadily in the 40s. It was like 60, 50, 40. It was like just going, it was just doing that Unreal. It had the Unreal Engine stutter. And I was like, bro. And I like, even after changing my settings to medium, it shit still was not working. Damn. I was like, damn. So went to my Xbox, already had it downloaded on there. And then, bro, the Xbox experience is just amazing. Performance mode, steady. I don't know if I think it is 60.
Yeah, it is. It targets 60.
Yes, steady 60 is still looks amazing. The lighting effects, everything is still pretty good. So I was like, yeah, bro, the Xbox experience is where it's at.
Yeah.
And then it crashed. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck this game. So what ended up happening is that I went back to my PC. I was like, you know what? I already know what to do to fix this, because this isn't a like, and I knew that someone was already gonna have it. So I went to Nexus Mods. First thing on there, Oblivion Remastered Optimizer. Downloaded the pack file, put it in the mods folder. Bro, now I'm maxed out again. I'm hitting 80 in the open world, like consistently.
Okay. Yeah.
70s to 80s, like not really dropping much anymore. So if you're having the stutter issues, but also like, even it fixed the because there was a long load time once I got into the open world. It was like a minute, which, like, if this was PS4 and Xbox One, that would be like nothing. But like, I'm not used to minute long load times anymore. So it was like a minute long. I was like, bro, what is going on? And like the beginning shader compiling at the beginning, that shit took like 5 minutes. It fixed all of that. Like load times under 3 seconds. Starting up the game, and there's no, like, the shader compilation super fast. I was like, okay, yeah. So if you're having problems with that on PC, go to Nexus Mods, download the Oblivion Remastered optimization file, and that shit. Now my game runs perfectly. Like it's really good.
Wait, can you install mods on the Game Pass version?
Yeah.
Oh, you've been
able to do that for a while. They fixed it a long time ago.
Okay.
But there will be certain mods that'll say like it's only for Steam, or it doesn't work with the Game Pass version, so you have to make sure.
Okay.
But for the most part, you should be able to put like 90% of mods on the Game Pass version. That's what I was doing with Starfield. I had Starfield modded out.
I did not know that. Nice. Okay. Nice to know. Got it.
But yeah, I'm enjoying the game, and it does feel like this new, unique Elder Scrolls experience. But at the same time, it's hard not to compare it to Avowed.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that too.
That's like it always, once I got into the open world, that's when it started to hit me. I'm like, oh, I need to get up here. Let me just climb up these rocks. Up, no clamber. I'm over here running. Let me just do a slide. I love sliding in Avowed. No slide. It is like, oh, the movement and traversal is, and then just the combat in general, like not even close. Even with all the improvements, the combat in Avowed is just too good. The movement and traversal in Avowed is just too good. But for everything that it's more about the sense of scale compared to Avowed. Much bigger experience.
Yeah, way more variable for sure.
Yeah. And I literally went into this dungeon. It had nothing to do with any of the quests that I had. I just found it. I was like, where does this door take me? And then now I'm in this dungeon. There's traps everywhere. And this is that Elder Scrolls experience that I love. It's like, yeah, this is what I remember. Just doing something, like just being like, what am I doing here? Let me just see what's behind door number 1, and then just getting into a fucking mess. And you're just like, bro, am I even supposed to be here? Am I leveled enough for this? I was not. But yeah. This game is a ton of fun. Anyone who has nostalgia for it, yeah, this is gonna be a top tier experience. But even if you don't have nostalgia for it, even if this is your first Elder Scrolls game, I still recommend it because it's just a really good RPG in general. Like combat wise, you're not gonna get the same depth as Avowed, but where like it does certain things, even today it still does certain things better than Avowed. Like actually having a story that hooks you from the beginning, because I definitely, like, even to where I'm at in Avowed, I'm still like, as far as the story goes, like the plot of they did a pretty good job trying to hook you at the beginning of what's it called. Now the persuasion system, I do not know what the hell I'm doing with that, bro. Because I knew people always said the persuasion system in Starfield is similar to Oblivion's, and I understood the persuasion system in Starfield. I do not understand the persuasion system in this game. Also, the lockpicking is...
Yeah, the lockpicking is garbage.
Bro, I hate it. That's the one thing that they shouldn't have kept that shit. They should have gave me the option to do the Skyrim lockpicking, because I do not like that, whatever that is. Yeah. But yeah. I'm feeling Oblivion Remastered. So too bad it's a short-lived experience, because there's a new RPG in town coming out tomorrow that's gonna make me shut down everything. But we'll talk about that in the next topic. But you got to play a little bit of Oblivion. Did you watch the presentation, the event?
So I did not watch the presentation.
Okay.
I did see like a little like glimpse of like a trailer or something from it, but no, I just downloaded it on my PC and Xbox. I only played
Xbox.
Got it. For sure. I downloaded it on both, but I only played it on the Xbox, so I only have the Xbox experience. Didn't play it in quality, just left it on the performance.
Oh, let me say, I did switch to quality, and it's so Starfield, one of the smoothest 30 frames per second that you'll ever experience. Up there with Zelda, as far as like if you're not paying attention for a while, you won't notice that you're playing at 30 FPS. That motherfucker was the most jarring, stuttery ass 30 frames per second I've seen in a while. Like, as soon as I turned, I could feel each frame. I could see every single frame, bro. I was like, yeah, bro, y'all got me fucked up. I went straight back. Yeah. So they did not use any of the techniques that they used in Starfield to keep the frame smoothing. It is a bad 30 FPS experience. So
and I think motion blur is turned off by default too. Yes, so if you
that was also a good thing.
Yeah. I played it on performance. I forgot which elf I picked, but I definitely picked an elf. I think my option that I picked was the one that's furthest to the right and on the bottom layer. So there's like two layers of races.
Yeah.
I forgot which one it is, but I picked that one, and I think I chose the warrior class. And then when you're able to like pick like a bunch of skills, I chose to do a custom one, and I just picked like 2 from each. And then I picked one of them that gave me like something with potions. So yeah, I did that. I got out of the sewer.
I'll just say I made a dark elf, and then I made a custom class, and I picked all of my abilities, which that is also something Skyrim doesn't have, and
yeah,
they should bring that back for Elder Scrolls 6, because I actually like that a lot. Being able to pick and choose what my character focuses on. I thought that was a really cool thing. Bro, honestly, this has just made me so excited for Elder Scrolls 6. Like, just for whatever reason, playing this has gotten me like. I think maybe that's why they did this, because they were like, man, people have played Skyrim for so long, they don't understand. They understand Skyrim, but do they understand Elder Scrolls?
Yeah.
This made me realize that like Elder Scrolls is something. Like, it's not just Skyrim, bro. Like, this game had like the RPG elements in this game is so good.
Yeah, for sure. I think the I like how everything you do levels you up. Like the sprinting, even just sprinting levels up your stamina, and then yeah, exactly. I like it. I'm digging it, but I only played like 40 minutes. Once I exited the sewers, I straight up just mainline to the objective marker, and then once I reached the objective marker, I just saved and then went to bed. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's cool. Definitely am understanding like the Avowed stuff. Because I remember when I was streaming Avowed, literally someone came into my stream and was like, "Is this Oblivion?" And I'm like, nah. But I'm definitely
Oblivion. You should have been like, "Yeah, this is the Oblivion remaster." You didn't hear about it?
Yeah, I should have. That's funny. But yeah, Avowed's combat is just incredible compared to this though. Like just the impacts of the hits, the combos you could do. It just doesn't compare. But and in magic, a sense, they are similar. Yeah.
Yeah. Magic is on
the magic
level.
Too. Yeah, the effects too, the way it performs too. I remember the balance mode was really solid in Avowed, and the Oblivion remaster doesn't even have one, so it just has the quality and performance. But yeah, no, it's cool though. I'm happy for the Elder Scrolls fans, because I know that they've been starving for a minute. So yeah.
So I have a question. Did you play mostly in first person? Did you get to try out the third person?
Yeah, I played mostly in first person. Where you're talking about Oblivion, right?
Yes, in Oblivion.
Yeah, I mainly played in first person, but I did mess around with the third person. Like, I changed my FOV and stuff like that, so I was testing that out. How there's like 2 different modes. Like, there's one zoomed in and there's like a zoomed out one.
The over the shoulder I tried it. The regular. How'd you feel about it?
Still probably gonna play in first person, but I thought it was pretty decent actually. It seemed like the animations were less janky for sure than like something like Avowed in third person. So
yeah, I was gonna say the third person actually feels better than Avowed.
Absolutely.
Which I think they learned, because Skyrim in third person always felt bad.
Yeah.
Same with Fallout. I mean, less so with Fallout and stuff because you're more shooting. You're not really getting up close for the most part.
Yeah, and you got VATS too.
Yeah,
in
VATS.
Fallout.
But it always felt bad in Skyrim. They definitely took some notes from Starfield, and
for sure.
The animation quality and the third person animations look and feel really good in this game. Especially the over the shoulder view actually, like it makes you feel like it feels like it's supposed to be there.
Yeah, you know? I agree. Nah, it's I like that you brought up the Starfield because the third person of Starfield is amazing. Like it's just as good in third person as it is in first person in that game. So they really did perfect it in there for sure.
Yeah, this is definitely not on Starfield level, but you can see that they definitely had they took some stuff from Starfield as far as, but they probably didn't just spend as much time as they spent on Starfield making it a really good third person experience.
Absolutely.
Now that this is finally out, it's finally confirmed. All the leaks were true, all starting back from the FTC trials, the ABK FTC trials, where we first got that list from Bethesda showing their upcoming releases that said Oblivion Remastered. Fallout 3 Remastered was on there. Is it happening? And when is it happening?
Yeah, I got you. I actually do have a prediction for this. So, Fallout 3 Remaster, remake, whatever they call it. They'll probably just call it Remaster since they called this one Remaster. Yeah. But Fallout 3 Remaster, gonna be done by the same studio.
Oh yeah,
is my prediction. Virtuous, right?
Yeah, Virtuous.
So it's gonna be done by Virtuous, my bad. It's gonna launch with the second season of Fallout TV show.
Ooh, wait, when is that? Next year?
That's next year, yeah.
2026.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's my prediction. That's a good one. And then with season 3, my prediction is we're gonna get that Obsidian cross Bethesda Fallout game. That's my other prediction.
Yeah, he going all out with it.
Yeah, and that's gonna come with season 3 of Fallout.
So I actually wrote an article about Oblivion Remastered on LogNet, and I did say like I expect Fallout 3 to be handled by the same studio, Virtuos.
Absolutely.
Because it just works, you know. It just works.
It just works.
They did such a good job with this one. It wouldn't make sense to not give it that same treatment.
Yeah.
On Fallout.
Absolutely.
And plus they're like they know how to use the Gamebryo, like to work on the Gamebryo engine and add the Unreal Engine stuff on top of it, so they probably can get it done faster than they would have with this with Oblivion Remastered. So I think they're gonna stick with Virtuos. I wasn't thinking next year, I was thinking 2027, but you know, that Fallout Season 2, that's a really good time to release that. And I also said it's gonna shadow drop. They're gonna do the exact same thing.
Yep. Absolutely.
They're and I love that. Yeah, I had to mention in the article that I wrote that this is like, I'm happy for the success of them shadow dropping this game, because their last attempt at shadow dropping a game did not go according to plan. Obviously talking about Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah.
But yeah. And just to talk about the success of this game, actually, let me check. Last time I looked at it, it had reached 180,000 concurrent players on Steam. Obviously, not counting the amount of people on Game Pass, PS5, but for
about 174 right now.
What was the peak?
The peak is 182.
Okay, so it didn't go past that 182. So yeah, and honestly, with with the weekend coming up, we could probably see that shit jump. But yeah, that's pretty. That just shows how much like Elder Scrolls, no matter how long it's been, Elder Scrolls is still that guy. It's the RPG.
Yeah.
So yeah. When Elder Scrolls,
I know. Oh, my bad.
No, I was gonna say when Elder Scrolls 6 drops, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, that might be in the millions,
bruh.
On Steam.
Oh yeah, bro. That
it might be.
Look, I'm gonna call it now. GTA 6, it's here. Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna be up there, bro. It's gonna be second. Fuck. Fuck. Hit my elbow. Yeah, I think Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna be just as, like, I'm not gonna say just as big. It's gonna be, it's still gonna be pretty far under GTA 6, but it's gonna be second place. And I'm trying to think of anything that would be up there with it, and it's probably just gonna be a Nintendo game, like Animal Crossing or even Mario Kart World would probably be the only ones that come close.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where I'm at. But what were you about to say?
Yeah, I was gonna say a game that this is kind of a side note, but a game that's hella dropped off is Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
That game's like at 40,000s now, when the peak was almost 1 million.
I wonder why.
Or it was. Yeah.
Not like they didn't drop a broken ass game and then it's not even a huge upgrade from their previous ones, and it's still the same Monster Hunter experience from Monster Hunter 4. But you know, when I say it, I'm the crazy guy. But when the results show exactly what I said, you know.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Monster Hunter Rise, they drop off like that. Monster Hunter Worlds, they drop off like that. I'm just saying. They try. This is the Scarlet and Violet of Monster Hunter. I ain't. Don't doubt me again. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I'm not throwing this out of you.
I know.
Nah, but yeah, this is great. This Xbox is probably extremely happy with it, and they got the Oblivion stuff dropping, right? They got Indiana Jones dropping in the same week on PlayStation.
Yeah.
They got
Forza just dropped.
Forza Horizon just dropped.
Another 92 Metacritic for them.
Yeah. They're probably giddy as fuck.
And then new season of Overwatch with that stadium mode that's gonna be pretty big, which I need to try out.
And the Diablo, Jesus Christ.
Halo Infinite is getting that new update. Yeah,
this is ridiculous, bro.
And then that's not even counting the third-party Game Pass stuff that's actually pretty fucking big. Bro, they got 290 Metacritic games back to back in Game Pass. Blueprints and Expedition 33.
Yeah, dude.
Game Pass fodder, am I right?
And that might not be the last 90 too with Doom potentially.
Yeah, but we hoping that's at 82. We hoping the worst Doom of the series. You already know, but yeah, that's most likely a guaranteed 90, 89, 88, something like that. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, dude.
And yeah, man, Xbox's cadence, Game Pass's cadence is disgusting. I still wish that they didn't drop Oblivion now, and I don't understand why it had to be now.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I can understand not wanting to put it later in the year because of the whale that's because of Moby Dick out there in the ocean. Don't go out there. But you know, anything before September could have still been a good date. Now that I think about it, Ninja Gaiden better come out like September, like late September, because they're shooting for fall, and it could be bad if they go where Ghost of Yote is. which we'll talk about.
Yeah, same with Outer Worlds 2 too.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say with that too. Yeah, I'm kind of in agreement with you with the shadow drop, because I just you know how Xbox's thing has always been, they do the second half of the year. The first half is like completely empty, right?
And in the second half, they just put everything. Now it was literally the opposite. It don't make any sense.
Yeah, but it's like even now, it's kind of like they're, you know, we don't know what their June, July, August is gonna look like, but it's kind of looking a little barren for them, right? Like they got June they got the Tony Hawk stuff, right?
July.
That's July. Okay, yeah. So June is
June is the showcase.
Okay.
So
gotcha.
You know,
but
that could go. Why'd you bring a rematch?
Because that's on Game Pass, right?
Rematch is on Game Pass?
I think so.
Wait. Rematch is on Game Pass?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Game Pass.
It is.
Hold on.
Yes. I'm telling you.
When did we get that?
I'm telling you, yes.
Oh shit! It's coming to Game Pass. Oh shit! Hey, let's fucking go. Hey, let's go. All right. I thought I was gonna buy that shit. I ain't gonna lie. Now I'm it's on Game Pass. Yeah, but I just kind of wish that they saved it for one of those months, because I think that there is gonna be one month that's gonna be a little dry. It might be that July, it might be that August. You know, so I will say, I don't think June doesn't have any releases. May we're getting Doom: The Dark Ages. June doesn't have anything. Then July, as far as first party. But I think we're gonna see something in June.
Okay.
Because the showcase, and we know whether it's an expansion, whether it's a new game, smaller game, anything, they love shadow dropping something, or a big game going into Game Pass. They love shadow dropping, and it seems like the further we get into it, they love shadow dropping even more. Because we got a shadow drop at the beginning of the year with Ninja Gaiden Black, and now we got a shadow drop out of nowhere, not even with an event. So, you know, maybe they'll continue to trend.
Bruh, imagine they like shadow drop like Elden Ring or something into Game Pass. That'd be crazy. Or like Night Rain or something. Yeah, that'd be sick.
But yeah, what was I gonna say? I think, I still don't like that. The April, it just doesn't make sense. Like coming right off of South of Midnight, right before Expedition 33, which is a big partnered game, in Game Pass. But like, I don't understand why they don't just do the Nintendo approach.
Yeah.
Wait, just hold on to it. Bro, Metroid Prime Remastered was done for like a year and a half before they finally dropped that shit. Like, just hold off. There are better times.
Like Pikmin, right? Yeah, I think Pikmin 4 was like done for a while.
Yeah, Pikmin 4 was done for a while. Like Xenoblade just be in the tuck. That's why Xenoblade games come out so fast. Because you're like, how do you make that big of an RPG in 3 years from Xenoblade, or wait, what was it? It was 4 years from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 to then the definitive edition. No, it was 3 years. So definitive edition, then another 3 years. You have a brand new RPG. It's not that they're making it in 3 years. It's literally that they just have, like, they had Xenoblade Chronicles 2 already done.
Yeah.
And then they were working on definitive edition. That was already done. And then they were working on Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and then we finally got the release. Like,
of the second one, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So like Monolith Soft is known for, and if they've been working on their new IP on the side in between that, because we know Nintendo Studios know how to multitask. They don't ever just focus on, especially Monolith, because they work on Legend of Zelda while working on their own projects, while also helping with Pokemon, which obviously they probably send like 2 people over there from what we could see. So yeah, Monolith, they know how to spread themselves. Pause. They're definitely an Oblivion type of studio, maybe even like a Coalition, because Coalition is everywhere, but they only have their one franchise that they work on. But yeah, back to Oblivion. It looks good on paper though. Just seeing all the releases, like it makes it hard to deny Game Pass and its value when you see.
Makes it hard to deny Xbox, honestly.
Yeah, when you see all of this, I just can't wait to see what these meta scores are gonna be for this game, because I still have that on my OpenCritic. Which, did you see OpenCritic, or not OpenCritic, but Fantasy Critic League? They considered removing, like they considered taking Oblivion Remastered off, because they're like, oh, it's just a remaster. Remasters don't count. But then, like, after considering it, they put it back, and they're like, we'll consider it a full remake, because it is a full remake, even though they call it a remaster.
Nah, they should have stuck to it. I agree. Nah, that shit's a remaster, man.
So like, because I thought there was a flag on my Elder Scrolls 4. I was like, hello, what is this?
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Fantasy Critic League. But anything else you want to talk about Elder Scrolls 4?
I think after they're done with Fallout 3, they should put them on Skyrim. They should put them on Skyrim. I would like to see Skyrim in Unreal for sure. That'd be sick,
bro. You already know people are gonna be like, oh, we get another remaster, remake of Skyrim.
I'll take it.
They still gonna buy it.
I'll take it.
Nah, that's but funny. Like enhanced gameplay for Skyrim, yes. Yeah. Because that's literally all the mods that I buy, is just gameplay enhancement stuff and graphic enhancement stuff. So it'll just be a regular, like a real release of the modded versions that I always do anyway. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah. And I've only played Skyrim once.
And have Obsidian kind of lecture, or not, I shouldn't say lecture, but lend their expertise on first-person combat.
Yeah.
And magic abilities when honestly, when it comes to Elder Scrolls 6, like whoever was what's her name, Carrie Patel should be, or whoever was the gameplay director, they should be at the table while they're working on Elder Scrolls 6. Because that combat is just too fire. Like, if Elder Scrolls 6 is a downgrade in that regard, I'm gonna be upset. Also, the movement traversal gotta be just as good,
like the clamoring, for sure. Parkour stuff, No, Avowed's movement is really good for a first-person game. Super good.
Bro, I was not expecting Mirror's Edge in my fantasy RPG, but they, like, bro, I had some wall run into that shit, and that shit would be so fire. Like, Avowed 2 about to go crazy. This wasn't a topic, but IGN has been dropping a lot of content about the Outer Worlds 2.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of that?
Not at all.
Yeah, I haven't been keeping track of it, but I did see some stuff that came out about Outer Worlds 2. Okay. And specifically, they have their new flaw system. So they had the flaw system in the Outer Worlds 1, where you would like do certain things and you'd get a buff and a debuff, depending on stuff. But they're like taking it to the next level with this one. So they have a bunch of different ones that they showed off. Like, if you stare at the sun for too long, like let's say you like look up at the sun and then you leave your controller on, or like you leave and go do something, they'll give you the sun something trait, like the sun seeker trait, where like I forgot what it does. It gives you something as a boost, but your flaw is that now your screen is super like blurry, everything is super bright, and like your bullet spread is higher, so you're not gonna hit as accurately. But they also had some for like save scumming. If you save scum a lot, there's a flaw that you'll get for save scumming so many times. And then there's one, if you skip dialogue a lot, then they'll give you a timer for when you can they'll give you 15 seconds to speak, like to pick a choice. So now, since you were skipping all of the dialogue, it's called like foot in your mouth. If you don't pick something in 15 seconds, then they'll pick something at random for you. So yeah, the flaw system in the Outer Worlds 2 sounds like that's gonna be hilarious. But yeah, I need to actually pay attention to what they're doing in the IGN first stuff. I just don't care for IGN, but at the same time, it's some good information coming out, so I'm probably gonna look into it more.
Okay.
But yeah, that's Elder Scrolls 4 Remastered, and the future of Elder Scrolls, the future of Bethesda remasters.
Yo.
It's definitely looking bright for Bethesda. And then after Skyrim, we get in that Starfield remake. Let's go. All right. Let's move on to the game that will be overshadowing Oblivion in, what is it, 8 hours? In 8 hours.
Or the game that is getting overshadowed by Oblivion.
Yeah. Look, we gonna have to see which one is gonna win, but
it'll find an audience. It'll find an audience.
It's gonna find a pretty big audience regardless. Even just like this is gonna be one of those games that even if you like people were just tentatively excited about, because of the reviews, a lot of people are gonna jump onto this earlier than expected. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be that Elden Ring effect. Because remember, Souls-likes aren't popular. Souls-likes, it's, you know, you either like Souls-likes or you don't like Souls-likes. But then when you see that Elden Ring score, because it was me, I was that guy. I had no interest in Elden Ring, but then I saw that 97. I was like, yeah, I might just have to pick it up just to see, because your curiosity will, like, when you see something that you expect it to be like, oh, it's gonna be good, but then you see people saying like, this is the greatest RPG in the last decade. This is one of the greatest turn-based, like what the greatest turn-based battle system ever made. People saying this is like I've never been able to so easily recommend a game in my like 20-year career. Like, this is a game that I recommend to anyone. Like, when I start hearing stuff, when people start hearing reviews like that, then it turns into a different situation. You can be like, I'm not the biggest turn-based guy, but I'm okay with it. When you hear stuff like that, you become like, you know what? Turn-based might be on the menu today. And the game in question, Claire Obscure Expedition 33. And this is a game that I have been excited about for a long time, ever since we got the first trailer at the Xbox Showcase last year.
Yeah, that was last year.
And the fact that I when I first saw this, they were like, yeah, 2025. I was like, for this game to just come out of nowhere, I was like, literally, I was like, okay, this game, small studio. Kepler is a like medium-sized publisher. They're not the biggest out there, but like first time debut game, small studio, 30 developers total.
Sandfall Interactive.
Yeah, Sandfall Interactive. Medium publisher. Like they're more AA to indie type of publisher, Kepler Interactive.
Yeah.
And you're just saying 2025, and then I see the game looking like it's looking. I'm like, yeah, bro, that's a 2026. I ain't gonna lie. But then they double down and they give you a release date, and I'm like, how can this, like, I don't, in my mind, I'm like, bro, there's no way that it can hit this date. It's gonna get pushed back. All games get pushed back. It's normal. They stood on their square. As soon as they said we're coming out April 22nd or 24th, they never moved. They never flinched. The game, April 24th is almost here. It's coming. So I was like, bro. So I'm like, okay, everything that they were saying about this game, from the, like, everything that they said about this game was just like, they were just hitting the marks every time, bro. It was like, we got Ben Starr, we got fucking Matt Murdock, we got like the talent of the voice cast already crazy. They got Andy Serkis, like, crazy talent. Okay, you know me, story, voice acting, it's about the gameplay though. Then they're like, oh, we got that overworld. We brought back the classic overworld of the Final Fantasy games, modernized it. I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty hot. It's gonna be a 30-hour experience, you know, nothing too crazy, but it's not gonna be super short. Oh yeah, talking my language. It's gonna have like hidden bosses, secret like dungeons and all kinds of things to explore. Oh yeah, you hitting the marks. You got a fat, like, stone version of what is his name from what is that Pixar movie with the robot, the little balloon, the balloon robot and the kid, superhero movie, not Incredibles. Why am I forgetting the name?
Oh, you're talking about that's not from Pixar. But I know it's talking Big Hero 6?
Yeah, Big Hero 6. Was that not Pixar?
Yeah, that's not Pixar. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah,
I think that's just Disney, but yeah. Anyways, it's good.
Big got a stone version of whatever his name is. I keep forgetting his name. Baymax, yeah. I was literally playing with him on Fortnite, so I don't know how I forgot his name.
Yeah, I got him too. But
yeah, man, like, you got the fucking cannibal, you got a cannibal fucking, what's it called? I want gameplay. I don't want to see the story stuff. IGN. Why would y'all even exist?
Yeah, they always do that shit, dude.
That shit was 40 minutes of straight cutscenes. I'm trying to see some fucking action. Y'all playing games. All right. This is also okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah, there we go. You got this fucking, you got like mascot characters. It is just enveloping all the vibes of the best JRPGs. And in my mind, this was always gonna be good. It was always gonna be good. It was gonna be like the lowest I was gonna see was like an 83. Because it's like, in my mind, it's 30 people. They can't do it all. You know, like that's how I felt. It was like the presentation, yeah, they'll get that right. The story stuff, they'll get that right. The like just basic combat mechanics, they'll get that right. But are they gonna be able to flesh it out? Especially like the overworld stuff, especially like the exploration, side stuff. That's where you start to lose the points that get you to the 90s. From the reviews, bro, they hit it all. 30 people, by the way. This game, look at this game. and tell me that you don't think that this is a top tier Square Enix studio. Like, this is the top of the line Square Enix Final Fantasy like 16 Kingdom Hearts 3 team made this game. Like, you can't tell. Like, maybe we'll see in, like, I'm looking at the gameplay, but just like seeing that combat system, just seeing the cutscenes, the voice actors, the performances, the fucking music. Because now I've been listening to the soundtrack. Because when you hear reviews talk about the soundtrack, because most of the time the soundtrack kind of just goes under the wayside when it comes to reviews. Bro, people have been talking about this soundtrack like crazy. Mm-hmm. So I played a couple of tracks. Hey man, it's man. There's okay, when it comes to Western RPGs, or not even RPGs, just Western games in general, I feel like I'm the crazy one here because I don't hear the music. I hear the music, but I'm not listening to the music because it's background noise when it's a Western game. Like,
I agree.
Shout out to Sean Mason. I forgot to talk about this. I was on Games Over Plastic podcast. Make sure y'all check that out because it was an amazing show. But I was on Games Over Plastic and we were talking about best soundtracks. And I think it was Hodge. He said he picked Last of Us soundtrack. And I was like, he's like, yeah, man, The Last of Us had like a fire. Like, he was like, Last of Us songs were like peak. And I was like, Last of Us had songs? Like, what?
Yeah, outside of the menu music or whatever.
Yeah, like I know the menu song, but like,
yeah, the little guitar
in the
riff
game,
or whatever.
Like, once I get in the game,
the ukulele.
You couldn't, like, I couldn't hum you a single tune from that game.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about a lot of Western games. But then when it comes to JRPGs, like the Xenoblades, like the fucking, like those, that shit just hits my soul every time. Like, I don't know what it is that they do, but I instantly can, like, the music just gets stuck in my head as soon as I'm playing a JRPG. So let me see. Some Western games that have really good soundtracks, that, like, BioShock, some of those ones I can still remember to this day. Let me see. I'm trying to think. Max Payne 3 has a really good soundtrack also. Even though, like most Rockstar games, outside of the actual music, I don't pay attention to their actual scores. The score in Max Payne 3 was pretty hard. The score in... what's another good one? All the Remedy games have excellent scores. But for the most part, it's like few and far between. Like, I can think of some of the most obscure fucking JRPGs, like Eternal Sonata, that I like, the music is just instantly recognizable.
Yeah.
So, like, I can't wait to get into this, because, bro, and then, like, just thinking, one of the, like, you know, is crazy, because, like, the battle music is where you should really feel it.
Yeah, like in Metaphor or something.
You read my mind, bro.
Yeah.
Metaphor has the fucking greatest. Like, it is so impactful from the jump. Persona 5. You never see it coming. The final, or what was it called? The last. What is it called? It's the last something. But you know the song. That one, and Metaphor. It's like the first time you hear it is just, it's gonna hit you, bro. It's like, bro, hooked. Like it's not like some of the times the battle music has to like grow on you, and like the more you hear it, you start to be like, oh yeah, like it's the repetition that gets you. The first time you hear The Last Surprise, that's what it's called, The Last Surprise and Warriors in Valor, which is the one from Metaphor, that shit hits you so instantly. It's like, bro,
yeah,
who made this shit? Like, you have to look up who made it. If you have to look up the composer, you know they did something right. If I'm not looking up the name of the composer of these games, they didn't do it. Like, I'm sorry to say, y'all, you weren't that guy. So if people are talking about this soundtrack and it hits those levels for me, yeah, bro, it's about to go down.
Yeah, for sure.
So 92 for the PS5 score, 95 for the Xbox Series X score. I don't think anyone reviewed it on PC, if I'm remembering.
Yep.
But we've seen some PC footage come out, so it's looking like it's running smooth on PCs. So that's good to see also. But yeah. This is a AAA experience. Like, there's really nothing. I can't see any drawbacks from anything that I've seen so far. But then, like, you look at the budget can't be that high. But like, they got big name. They got Charlie Cox, they got Andy Serkis, they got Ben Starr. Where did they get this money? First off, like, there's got to be, I think I think one of these motherfuckers is in the mob. Like, they got mob ties, because it, like, the numbers ain't adding up. But also,
them being a first time studio too, up to bat,
first time
like,
studio, prominent voice actors and just actors in general. Amazing art style, but is also like graphically, like the fidelity and the graphical detail is on par with AAA. Soundtrack is supposedly god tier, and there's nothing that's like a big gaping like miss. Because usually there's always, like, all these AA games have something that they're missing. Space Marines,
even with South of Midnight too.
South of Midnight is the combat. Space Marines 2 is the polish. It's just like, you can tell it's not a AAA game. What are some other good AA games that come, like Plague Tale Requiem? It's the scope. Like, it's a very small scope. That's why they're able linear. Hellblade 2 also, you can say the combat or the scope is still very small compared to, but like, this game has scope.
Yeah.
It has ambition. AA. Like 30 developers. It's like
$49 too.
And $50, $49.99.
Yeah.
Where I'm trying to figure out, like, so this is where it comes back to the AAA game industry, because we know Square Enix, thinking of games like Forspoken, hundreds of developers, $100 million budget,
proprietary
engine. Actually, what engine is this on?
I think it's on Unreal, no?
Let's look. Flare Obscure.
It strikes me as an Unreal Engine game, but I could be completely wrong.
It's Unreal Engine 5, yep.
Okay, yeah, see?
So, yeah. But then when Final Fantasy why I say Final Fantasy? So, Square Enix also uses Unreal Engine, Kingdom Hearts 3. So
FF7 Rebirth and Remake. But
let's see, what's the last time they did a turn-based game on this scale? We can't use Square Enix for that example.
Yeah, not like
But
they make a ton of
alright,
smaller turn-based games.
yeah, but let's talk about Metaphor then.
Sure.
Now, Metaphor, we know it's probably like 100 or something. It's not gonna be like Square Enix crazy, but it's probably like 100 or so devs. 100 or so devs. It got everything, like the soundtrack, it got the gameplay, it got the scale, the scope. You know what it don't have though, bro? You know I love anime art styles. You know I love cell shading. That like I'm not a graphics whore. That game looks terrible. Like it does not hold up to what the budget of that game should have been.
Yeah.
Compared to this. So like even AAA, I don't know how to define Metaphor. I would say it's AAA.
It's on the cusp. It's on the cusp for sure.
But like it does not look AAA at all. Like even for and because we have games like Tales of Arise that looks AAA. Even though it's cell shaded, it's like anime art style, but they made sure the graphical fidelity is like high. Also, First Berserker Kazan, that's a AA game, and something like AA.5. It's close. It's up there.
It's I would say it's AA.
Yeah,
for sure.
That is also like an amazing art style, amazing graphical fidelity. Like the textures don't look muddy like they do in Metaphor. So it's not an art style thing. Like it doesn't have to look super realistic to look good, you know? Metaphor just doesn't look good.
Yeah, I agree. But you're also all the games you listed are also all Unreal Engine games. So.
Yeah, and it's the same engine, so that's what I'm saying. So they really have no excuse. Like,
I will say,
no. Metaphor. What's Metaphor on it? I thought Persona 3 Reload. Metaphor's on a proprietary engine.
Yeah,
Persona 3 Reload was on Unreal Engine.
Sure. But I will say, just for Rebirth's sake, the game is graphically like really nice, just not on the PS5 in the performance mode. So
you gotta get that PS5 Pro. So
yeah, the PS5 Pro or PC for sure for that game.
So same engine, but it's a very heavy. Like they made it too intensive without like really pushing the limits. Like they didn't push it so crazy that you think it deserves to be that intensive.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas this game just looks naturally beautiful. It looks naturally beautiful. It runs really well. Bro, 30 devs. So, by the way, I just found this out like right before the podcast as well. A lot of the devs of Sandfall Interactive are ex-Ubisoft developers. And that just goes to show when you have devs that don't get to like make the type of games that they've been wanting to make, when they start to branch out on their own, you can like, because people always say, the devs at Ubisoft aren't talented. It's not that they aren't talented. They're just doing what they're told. Like they're doing what they can, not what they want to do. There's a difference once you have a small team who are all passionate about one thing and what they're making, versus like you have 300 developers working on one game. Maybe like 100 of them are really like into it. And then the more people you add onto a project, the more chaos there is in terms of the project and how the direction goes. Too many cooks in the kitchen is definitely a thing.
Yeah.
So, but it has to be a balance, you know? Like not every team of 30 can actually put out something like this. You have to be locked in. And we know Sandfall Interactive was locked in.
Yeah.
honestly, if they should have been 33 developers. If they're not exactly at 33 developers, they either need to hire or fire someone ASAP. Because
That's hella funny.
So yeah, let's see. I've been talking a lot. My bad. Anything?
Nah, you good.
How did you react after seeing the reviews? Oh, sorry. My last reaction to seeing the reviews is, thank God that I got this on my fantasy critic. So that's it.
Yeah, if I had it, it would have been definitely Jover, right? But it's yeah, I woke up to this. I woke up to just seeing the scores and stuff. Yeah, man, I was already excited for it because, you know, Game Pass. Gonna play it anyways because it's on Game Pass. But it's just seeing like the rave, like it definitely made me feel like good about it. I wouldn't say I was skeptical going into this release. I would say I was a little bit more nervous just because it's a new team. You know, you never know what you'll get from a new team. So, but yeah, man, I'm super excited. I'm super curious to check it out. I love active turn-based games. So give me more. Give me more.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to chew on this. Yeah, for sure. It's exciting. Hopefully, you know, I feel like this would be a cool game to see on the Switch too. I think that'd be sick to see that happen if it does. But yeah, man, it's great. It's great to see it. Hopefully it gets its nominees, its nominations at the Game Awards.
Oh yeah,
but, yeah.
I was gonna say I think this might be the winner, bro.
Hopefully, maybe.
Like, unless GTA 6 just goes like crazy. Like if it's GTA 5 plus, I don't see a winning game of the year. Which I saw a lot of people arguing with BG, Broken Games HDR on Twitter, because he was saying GTA is not guaranteed to win game of the year.
Well, it's not.
Yeah, GTA 5 didn't win, and Red Dead Redemption 2 didn't win, even though like Red Dead Redemption 2 deserved it over God of War. Let's not talk about it. Also, GTA 5 deserved it over The Last of Us. Let's not talk about it. But you see how PlayStation won both of those that Rockstar deserved, but let's not talk about it. But I still don't think GTA, even without like a super high profile PlayStation game to come and steal the show, because we know Ghost of Yotei gonna be at 82. This seems like this is Oscar bait, you know. You know what Oscar bait is. There's a certain criteria of movie that, you know, like once there's a certain criteria to winning an Oscar. This is the Game Awards bait, like, type of game. It fits that criteria for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely gonna be a nominee at the end of the year. Like,
yeah,
it's
hopefully, because we've already had Split Fiction. Kingdom Come might be up there in there too. Some way.
I see Kingdom Come. I see Split Fiction. This GTA 6.
Maybe Doom potentially. We'll see.
Most likely Doom.
Maybe, because Eternal was in there, but I don't think 2016 was in there.
2016 was, but Doom Eternal, a lot of people kind of had, if like a lot of people were like iffy if it was better or worse than 2016. I feel like this one's gonna be like definitively the best in the series.
Okay.
But still at 83 on Metacritic, so don't get your hopes up. No, I'm just kidding. But I can see Doom being there, and then at the later end of the year, like Ghost of Yotei always gonna have a chance.
Death Stranding maybe.
Death Stranding.
Well, yeah, Death Stranding, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Death Stranding 2 is definitely gonna be in there. We know how that is. So that's let's see, that's the 6. Split Fiction, Kingdom Come, this Clair Obscur, GTA 6,
Forza Horizon 5. No, I'm just kidding.
Death Stranding 2. Bro, the fact that according to Jeff Keighley, this could, like, Forza Horizon 5 could be eligible.
Right? Yeah, it might.
if people voted for it. So I would be so pissed. The PS5 version I bet he would actually, like, when he's calling out the nominees, Forza Horizon 5 specifically on PS5, not the Xbox.
That's hella funny.
So that's 5 right there. So I think it goes to Yote. That makes 6.
Yeah.
Okay. What else do I want to talk about? Nothing really. I'm excited for this game.
Sure.
And Sony, Legend of Dragoon. That's all I have to say. Look, do a reboot. Sandfall Interactive is the developer of a Legend of Dragoon reboot. Let's fucking go. All right. Anything you want to say before we move on?
The only thing I have to add on is how you were talking about the music and how, like, the Western developers don't have good music. I do actually want to agree with that, but there are, some, like, I think Compulsion did really good with the music in South of Midnight for sure.
I haven't played it, but I already know.
Yeah, no, the music is incredible.
Actually, We Happy Few has a pretty good soundtrack. It's pretty recognizable as well.
Yeah, but yeah, for the most part, I wouldn't.
Sorry.
Go for it. No, go for it.
I would be remiss to not mention Western developers and not mention Ori.
Sure.
Both Ori games have amazing soundtracks. Some of the, like, Moon Studios has some of the best soundtracks out there. So I can't sleep on Ori. Mm-hmm. Like, those soundtracks are amazing.
Absolutely. But I was gonna say, like, it's not just Japanese developers, but I would say it's more like everyone from the East has, like, better sound design in their games. Down to the smaller teams, like, Expeditions is a French team, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's a French team, stuff like that. But yeah, they definitely be killing it with the sound design over there.
Even though I still haven't played Stellar Blade's soundtrack is pretty fire.
Yeah, Stellar Blade Nier.
Yeah, bro, we already know anything from Platinum soundtracks go hard.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, we should do a soundtrack topic one of these days.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, let's get into the news, which we will be rapid firing because there isn't too much.
Because we got a Switch 2 to pre-order.
Yeah, well, not even that. We really just don't have too much big stuff to talk about.
No worries.
But speaking of a new game announcement, we got the announcement at Star Wars Celebration. Star Wars Zero Company, and that is from Studio Bit Reactor and in collaboration with Respawn Entertainment, the GOATs. But this is a XCOM style turn-based strategy game set in the Star Wars universe. It is in between, where was it set? From the trailer, it was during the Clone Wars. So it's gonna be during the Clone Wars, but instead of following the big bombastic battles that tip the scale, the ones that we know and love, this will be the underworld side of the battles, this espionage, the sneaky stuff, kind of like a Rogue One type of situation. If you've watched Rogue One, it's basically the team that basically made it possible for what happened in episode 4. Like, it literally leads right into episode 4. Like they're the team that no one talks about, even though they were the one who was able to deliver the message about the Death Star that saved everyone. So I feel like we're gonna get a similar story as far as that goes, but presentation wise, yeah, this shit looks on point. It looks like Respawn. It looks like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, like, but gameplay wise, we're gonna be getting an XCOM style game. And if you don't know Bit Reactor, they are former Firaxis developers who worked on XCOM and worked on games like Civilization. They started up their own studio, and so if you're a fan of XCOM, or more than likely this will be an amazing experience. So this is definitely one of my highlights of 2026, and I love this ragtag. I love the Star, like, we still have, like, every time we get that Star Wars ragtag thing, like the Amy Hennig game, which is supposed to be a ragtag team of like scoundrels, never came to be. Star Wars 13 never came to be. But now we're finally getting a game that goes into that, where we got a Jedi, or at least I guess we don't know if he's a Jedi or not. We just know he has a lightsaber. We have a Mandalorian. We have like the leader who's like the Han Solo type. We have a fucking droid. Like, it's just a team of, just a thrown together team design. Like they're all about espionage and taking down the Empire from the shadows. Like, I'm already loving everything about this. But Subeg, are you a Star Wars fan?
I don't even know how I would describe myself with Star Wars. Like I used to love it when I was a kid, but as I've grown older, I feel like I dislike more Star Wars stuff than I like Star Wars stuff, you know? Because of course the OG trilogy is cool. I'm actually not in love with the OG trilogy as much, but I do actually like some of the new trilogy stuff, or not the new trilogy, but like 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I do that's the stuff that I'm nostalgic about, because that's when I was growing up is when that stuff was coming out, you know. So I do have more ties to 1, 2, and 3, even though I know their 2 especially is kind of a really bad movie. But you know, I really like Clone Wars too. I remember watching that as a kid. It actually delved even deeper into, you know, Anakin and stuff, and that's what I wanted. So I really like Clone Wars. Mandalorian season 1's really good. Episodes 7, 8, 9 are all kind of whatever, kind of trash in my opinion. But I like Star Wars. I love the games though. Even the Battlefront games, the new ones. Even though they were bad when they came out, I came around to those. So and I love the Jedi games. The Jedi games are incredible, especially Survivor. That game's amazing. But yeah, I don't know. I like Star Wars, but I don't really care too much about the movies anymore. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, for me, I'm kind of the same. For me, no trilogy has been perfect.
Yeah.
Because I love, like, 4 is good, 5 amazing, best Star Wars movie of all time. But I really didn't like 6. Like, 6 was okay. Like, the ending, of course, was good, but I felt like 6 was like in game, where the ending makes up for like the rest of the movie, because it was such a good ending, but it was mediocre for most of the movie. I hate 1 and 2, and those were the first ones that I watched. I watched 1 and 2 first. So like, as a teen, like, Star Wars was like mid to me until I watched episode 3, and then that's when I was like, oh shit, yeah, this is what Star Wars should have been from the jump. I don't know what they were doing in the first two, but yeah, this is that's when I fell in love with Star Wars. And then me not knowing anything about Star Wars, I was like, yeah. So because I watched, like I said, I watched 1 and 2, and then I watched 3, and then I was like, man, I can't wait until 4 comes out. And then my friend had to tell me, like, bro, 4 has been out for like 30 years already. Yeah. I was like, what? But yeah, then I went back and watched the classic ones, and then I was like, okay, I can appreciate 4 and like 5. I know, like, I already knew, obviously, because it has been spoiled, like one of the most spoiled like plot twists ever. Like most people know the Luke "I am your father" before they even have watched a Star Wars movie.
Yeah. So
the surprise wasn't there, but even just everything about episode 5, even without that, is still like top tier. But I had high hopes for the sequel trilogy. 7, I like, a lot of people don't like 7 because it follows episode 4 like bar for bar. But I think what it set up was perfect. Like it was an amazing alley-oop. But then The Last Jedi happened. And it literally had the easiest alley-oop, and it just failed to slam that shit. Not only did it slam it not only did it fail to slam that shit, it was so bad that it popped off the rim and went all the way into the other team's goal. That's how bad The Last Jedi was. And there was no salvaging it for Rise of the Skywalker. There was nothing that they could do to salvage it at that point. I love Rian Johnson, one of my favorite directors, but he destroyed. Like, he single-handedly destroyed that trilogy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like Disney was so dumb for having 3 different directors and writers do the trilogy with different visions. Obviously, they did not have the same vision. Either way, the whole trilogy was just mishandled, and like even the Disney Plus stuff has been mishandled for the most part, outside of Andor and Mandalorian. But I digress. Games wise, for the most part lately, like post EA, Star Wars games have been pretty decent for the most part. Like, yeah, Battlefront started off kind of bad, shady, microtransactions, all that. But the end result of it is an amazing Star Wars experience. The Jedi games are amazing. We really haven't gotten anything. Yeah. Squadrons was also pretty good. But yeah, I think Star Wars hasn't really had a huge miss in a long time, but they had a lot of cancellations that could have been big hits. So I'm excited for this to continue. Really, Respawn being a co-developer on it, just like, I already know it's gonna be at least an 8 out of 10 quality experience, because anything Respawn puts their name on it's automatic, bro. But yeah, but I was gonna ask you also, XCOM. Do you have any experience with XCOM?
No experience with XCOM, but I have experience with like stuff like Wasteland and stuff like that. So okay. Kind of adjacent. So, yeah, kind of adjacent.
It's close. It's just gonna be sacrificing like the deep RPG stuff and the dialogue, and well, actually, we don't know. We don't know how far it'll lean into XCOM, or if it leans more towards a CRPG. Yeah. So we'll just have to see. Now a CRPG Star Wars on the level of Baldur's Gate 3, bruh, we need that. I don't know who gonna make it, but we need that. That would be fucking sick. So, but XCOM is like, it's more about the strategy. Your members are expendable. Like, losing, much like older Fire Emblem games when permadeath was like, there was no casual mode. It was all permadeath. Losing one of your squad mates is the most painful shit, bro. Especially after you sat there leveling him up and you made a wrong move. You jeopardized him and then he paid the price. That shit hurts your soul, bro. You'll never recover, bro. Losing a whole squad, even worse, bro. Losing a whole squad in XCOM will have you, bro. You gonna be looking out your window like I can't live on, bro. It's over. So yeah, I hope that they keep that permadeath, but it might be closer to a Marvel Midnight Sun than an XCOM, depending on the route that they take. I hope they go more XCOM with it, because these aren't like superheroes. You're not gonna just be killing them off. It makes sense for Marvel Midnight Sun to go that route. Yeah. But these are just no names. Killing them off would fit, but I guess it depends on the narrative also, because the narrative of XCOM doesn't revolve around the squad mates. It's more about the captain, which is you, who is controlling them. Everything revolves around you and like the people around you that are like doing the research and controlling and doing espionage, but not the foot on the ground soldiers, boots on the ground soldiers. So yeah, it's been too long since we've had an XCOM experience. That's why I just want something closer to that. But we'll find out more. Actually, I don't know when we'll find out more. Let me see. Maybe D23. Maybe it wouldn't be May the 4th, because that would be too close. Maybe D23. We might get some more information on that. But for me, it's a day one.
Okay.
All right. Have you heard about the new Xbox? Are you ready for the new Xbox release that's coming? You might already
like hardware?
Yeah, new hardware.
Okay.
You might already have that new Xbox in your house at this very moment, because if you have an LG 2022 and up model TV, you may now have turned your LG into an Xbox.
Okay.
Because Xbox game streaming will now be eligible on 2022 and up models of LG TVs, including all of the C series and G series TVs. So all of the OLED, the big OLED brands, they are compatible, and you'll be able to stream your Xbox Game Pass games, and now your owned games, because they've been rolling that out as well, onto your TV. No Xbox required.
Okay.
They put out a ad where it says, "Poof, a new Xbox has appeared," and of course they use the moniker "This is an Xbox." So yeah, LG TV owners. I'm not an LG TV owner. I'm still waiting for my Vizio boost. But yeah, if you have an LG OLED, you can now play Xbox games with no Xbox, as long as you got Game Pass. So good to see them expanding it, even though it's way too slow. Like this should have already been implemented into like all the major brands. Like the fact that we only have Samsung and LG at this point is kind of wild, but that's just me. But do you have an LG?
Yeah, I have two of them, but I don't know if they're part of this list.
OLED?
I have because I have an LG CX, and that's the one that's outside, and then I have this LG C2, and it's the 42-inch, and that's the one that I have here.
Aren't those the 2020 and 2021 models?
Yeah, those are older models.
Okay, yeah, it'd have to be like the C3 and up if I'm.
I see. Yeah, because I still have. They still do get the firmware updates, and they have the modern firmware updates, but I don't think that they'll get the Xbox stuff, which sucks. But it's okay.
Who is Mongo?
Mongo?
Baseball, or not baseball? Football?
Mongo?
What is this? Steve Mongo McMichael.
Never heard of this guy.
Okay. Supposedly he died. He was a football Hall of Famer. And a professional wrestler in WCW. I didn't know that either.
Okay. That's sad.
Was not old enough to be privy to WCW. So I just saw that on Twitter. All right. What the hell were we talking about? LG, yeah. So, yeah, this is cool. Like I said, I just wish the rollout was a little faster. Also, I already know my TV's not going to be compatible because my Vizio OLED is from 2020, and there's no way that they're going all the way back to 2020 models. But you never know. But just wanted to bring that up for any of the LG owners, because that is a very popular brand of TVs over here in the gaming space.
Yep, I mean, I have two of them. They're incredible. I've been using the C2 as my primary monitor, and it's amazing.
I was thinking about getting the LG, but then it was like, well, the Vizio is just using the LG panel anyways, and it's like $500 less.
Yeah. Is it OLED?
Yeah, it's OLED.
Oh, nice. Does it have the 120 and everything?
Yeah, 120
that's it.
hertz, VRR, everything. Now, let me tell you that the first year with this TV was one of the most horrible experiences I've ever had with any TV, ever.
Did it have the firmware, huh?
It was the most buggy piece of shit I've ever experienced. But they kept updating it, and they finally got it to a point. After a year, it got to a point where it was just a stable, really good looking TV. Like, it was always good looking. It always looked amazing, but that firmware was so bad, bro. So bad. So I'm glad they finally got the shit right. Now it was worth the price. Which was $800 I paid for it, 55-inch.
Nice. That's really good.
All right. Let's put this trailer on. Okay. Let's talk Ghost of Yote. You haven't watched the trailer yet, did you?
Nope.
All right. You should check it out now, but
for sure. It's the 3-minute long one?
Yeah, it's like Odin's List or Orin's List or whatever.
Sure. Checking it out right now. Oreo.
So your boys dropped a new trailer out of nowhere for Ghost of Yote. I don't want to just start talking about it because I gotta let you talk about it first. But yeah, it just kind of dropped out of nowhere, and it goes deeper into the story elements while also showing off some more gameplay. We get the introduction of the villains and the revenge story of why the main character is after them, the plot, some backstory, and then you get the full gameplay, or I shouldn't say full gameplay, but you get a little bit more tidbits of gameplay as well. And I'm just gonna wait for you to finish it because I want to get your reaction.
Okay.
Before I say anything, but I'm also playing it for the peeps, so check out the trailer. Can't say anything. But yeah, how about them Clippers though? My favorite Clippers player right now is Chris Paul.
He's not even on the Clippers, bro.
My favorite Clippers player is Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi
Leonard.
But okay, I'm almost 2 minutes in. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I do not know what's going on with the story still, but okay, now we're seeing some of the gameplay. It was looking a little choppy, not gonna lie. Okay. Tightrope sliding, of course. Dual-Wield blades.
Yeah, let's play
It's pretty cool.
We're about to play Kanye, Believe Me. Let's go.
Okay. All right, I'm done with the trailer.
All right. What's your raw reaction?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. This isn't really doing it for me. Like, it looks sick. It's nice to see the different biomes for sure. They got the fall season going, they got the winter season, then they got the jungle stuff from Tsushima for sure. That's pretty cool. I'm liking the visceral combat for sure. The finishers look really deadly, just like in Tsushima. It looked cool. Seems like there's not going to be a parkour system. It's still probably just going to be very I was going to say sedentary, but that's more like sitting down. Very what's the word? Still very flat.
Yeah.
Like it's not. Yeah, boots on the ground for sure. Yeah, not doesn't seem too crazy. Still is looking like the main traversal is through the horse. So yeah, I mean, I love Sucker Punch, so I'm sure the game's gonna be great. But I'm not gonna lie, bro. Assassin's Creed Shadow kind of stole it. Kind of stole the fire from this for me. Yeah, that's kind of my overall. Can you tell me a little bit more of the plot if you know what's going on?
Oh, I thought you were gonna be able to, like, you were gonna say what I felt. As soon as you watch the beginning of this trailer, what do you see? They show the why she wants revenge. You have, what is it, six, seven masked enemies who kills her family, kills her clan, and leaves her for dead.
Yeah.
And then now she somehow survived, and now she's after them one by one to kill all of these masked individuals. That is literally the plot of Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Shadows. Yeah.
Like literally bar for bar with the masks, it was like 10 of them in Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yeah.
But the fact that you're hunting masked men who killed your family, killed your clan, blah, 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 it's literally the exact same premise, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So that is already like just crazy. Like the fact that both of these games are coming out the same year with the exact same premise.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I saw this in the first trailer, but I was like, it's the first trailer. It's still early. You know, it should improve as time goes. Visually, it's just not impressing me. Which, like, when I first saw Ghost of Tsushima, like, that was impressive on the PS4.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem like it's improved that much since. Like, it doesn't look like a drastic upgrade. Like,
yeah.
I'm trying to think what's a good one that was set, because I mean, even like going from Valhalla to Shadows, like you can see a pretty clear.
Yeah, it's a huge leap. Yeah.
But I was thinking like PlayStation games, but then I was thinking, now that I
Maybe
think about
like...
it, none of the PlayStation games have had that big leap either, honestly.
Yeah, not like, graphically.
God of War Ragnarok looks identical. Spider-Man 2 kind of looks worse in some areas. Yeah,
sharpness wise for sure. Yeah, I'm right there with you, bro. Honestly,
Horizon Forbidden West, yes. Horizon Forbidden West. I wanted to see a Horizon Forbidden West like upgrade from Sucker Punch, but it's looking more like God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm biased. You know, I love my Ubisoft games, but they didn't show me anything that would make me. I shouldn't say choose, because it's not like I can't play both, but it's not really showing me anything that differentiated. Oh yeah.
After you trade your PlayStation, you're not gonna be able to.
Oh yeah, also no PC version. No day one PC.
Yeah.
I'll wait the 6 months. It's okay.
Yeah, that'll be there eventually.
Still, I need to see a deep dive, but the fact that they're not really showing too much reversal besides on foot and horse, and it seemed like she was using that rope to like climb down a post that was kind of already set, not like Naoe where you can just any ledge above you can hook onto and climb.
Yeah.
So for I feel like it's just gonna come down to the same thing that they already did good. The polish, or at least I hope the polish is on par with Tsushima. If the polish has gone down like Spider-Man 2 did, then that's gonna be a problem. But like the areas that they'll have a better chance of beating Assassin's Creed is the polish, and they can like get the actual like hand-to-hand combat, or not hand-to-hand, but like the melee combat stuff. Like, yeah,
it can be a little bit more in depth.
Yeah, they can go a lot more in depth with the combat. Not that I don't see stealth ever being on par or better.
Yeah.
Than Assassin's Creed, especially with all the upgrades and the traversal stuff that they've added with this one.
Yeah.
But
maybe with the side quests as well.
Yes, story and performance and presentation, like those are probably always going to be a little better. Like Assassin's Creed Shadows does a better job than some of the previous Assassin's Creed games, but like that's PlayStation's forte. I don't think.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't fuck it up, but even with the same premise, I can see them doing it a little bit better. But as far as the entire gameplay experience, I just don't see anything that's like really winning me over.
Yeah.
But October 25th, or wait, was it 25th?
No, October 2nd.
Oh, okay, October 2nd. How you feeling about the date?
They're kind of a little close to another certain open world game, but I think. Well, okay, so one last thing about this trailer, the definitely does not look 60 FPS to me. It looks more like 30 FPS, but I could be wrong. Let me see. Even the YouTube link, it just says 4K. It doesn't say 4K 60.
There's no 60 trailer, 60
yeah.
FPS trailer.
So it's definitely looking like.
I mean, I expect there to be performance modes just because we haven't seen a PlayStation game drop without a performance mode.
One.
Like if it's Xbox, you know, it could be hit or miss. But PlayStation has been pretty consistent with their performance mode, so I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. They probably just want to show the game in its best light as far as graphical fidelity.
Sure. But nothing here really struck me as too revolutionary. It definitely seems more iterative, so that's where I'm at with Yote.
Yeah. Which, I mean, for people who are big fans of Tsushima, that could be enough. I'm not the biggest fan for some of the reasons that I literally just mentioned. Like, the stealth gameplay was not good. The traversal mechanics are non-existent. Verticality is basically non-existent as well. But where it did shine was more of the samurai stuff. If they can improve on that drastically, they can still have me.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ghost of Yote, the second first-party PlayStation release of the year. Is there going to be anything else that drops this year? Death Stranding 2 and
Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yote Marathon, and then Lost Souls aside.
Oh, yeah, I guess we can count those two.
Yeah.
Almost forgot about those two. And then the yearly MLB the show.
Sure, yeah, that's already dropped too. Yeah.
All right. I'm not gonna go into beating up PlayStation. We're gonna let them live. But you know, just look at Xbox this year and then look at PlayStation this year, and then there's a pretty deep gorge in between them.
Yeah, even Nintendo.
Yeah, even Nintendo with their launch lineup and the games that they've already released.
They're absolutely demolishing Sony, like in terms of output and quality, in my opinion. Like I know like the quality thing can be hit or miss, but just the sheer amount of output is crazy. Like almost every month there's something new from both. Even Nintendo, like they just dropped Xenoblade X, you know? So it's like it's crazy. But yeah, I digress.
All right. Speaking of Nintendo though, we did get a little bit of Nintendo Switch 2 news because a game that I am looking forward to, Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma, actually dropped some surprising news that they included on the fact pages of their game, where it says, what is the physical Nintendo Switch 2 edition? So says the Nintendo Switch 2 edition is a red 64 gigabyte game card that includes in full the Nintendo Switch game and the upgrade pack. There's no need to download the full game. Simply insert the card into either a Nintendo Switch 2 console or a Nintendo Switch 1 original console, and the correct version will launch automatically.
Okay.
Like most modern titles, there may be small updates or patches available at launch to provide minor fixes and improvements, but rest assured, the complete game is on the game card ready to play from day one. So the reason that this was surprising is that we've seen that DK, Bonanza, and Mario Kart World exclusive Switch 2 games are on their red cartridges, and they are not able to be inserted into the Switch 1. But now we have confirmation that there are cross-generation Switch 2 cartridges that will be able to play on Switch 1 and Switch 2, and also have a smart delivery type of feature where it automatically knows which version to load. If you put it in a Switch 1, it'll load the Switch 1 version, and if you put it into the Switch 2, it'll play the Switch 2 version. But where it actually excels, where smart delivery on Xbox didn't, is that you don't have to download anything, because the Series X version is not on the disc. You always have to download the Series X version to upgrade. This one has both versions on the disc, or sorry, on the cartridge, and you don't have to download anything. It'll just automatically start up, not including any updates or patches, like they said. But yeah, put it in the Switch 2, boom, you're playing. Put it in the Switch 1, boom, you're playing the Switch 1 version. That's pretty fucking cool. But like the cartridge situation, like with cartridges, game key cards, Switch 2 editions, that shit was already confusing enough for people, and now they just introduced a whole nother type of cartridge. But yeah, I either way, it's cool to see. Hopefully we see more developers using this. But then I started to think, why the hell are none of these Switch 2 editions of like Metro Prime 4 or Pokemon Legends, like why aren't they this type of cartridge? But then again, they never confirmed or denied that you can't insert the Switch 2 editions into the Switch 1. So I guess we don't know. But also, would it make sense to put them on a cross-gen cartridge? Because then what if someone buys it, and what if someone buys the game, the Switch 2 edition, for whatever reason, they only have a Switch 1. They just were like, oh, this is the game that I wanted, even though it has a big Nintendo Switch 2. So someone's still confused, even with the big 2 on the side. And they buy the game, and then, you know, but like they can play the game, it works. But they spent an extra $10 for no reason at that point. So maybe that's why, if Nintendo isn't using this cartridge as well, maybe that's why they're keeping the edition separate, so that if you do accidentally buy the wrong copy, you know, it won't actually go into your system, and you're like, oh, I guess I'll take it back and get the correct version. I don't know. But what do you think about this cross-gen cartridge? Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
before you start, I have to say, Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar has the exact same cartridge. It's going to be both versions on a single cartridge, and you can insert it into Nintendo Switch 1 and Nintendo Switch 2. And both of those are Marvelous published games. So, do you think I'm like maybe Marvelous? Like, are third parties cooking up their own cartridges? Is that a thing? Or I don't think that would make sense. So, I think it is just like Nintendo just has another option for third parties. But yeah, go ahead.
Yes. So yeah, it's interesting, right? So that technically means that there's either 3 different types of, or there's even the game cards too, right?
Yeah, game key cards don't have any data on them.
Yeah, so there's the game key cards,
red cartridges, which have the little tab, so you can't put them in the Switch one. Then they have this red cartridge, which can be inserted into Switch 1 and Switch 2.
Yeah.
And then obviously just Switch 1 cartridge, which can be inserted into Switch 1 and Switch 2, but it's just a Switch 1 game. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Hella cartridges, hella different cartridges. But yeah, I mean that's cool that they have this option. I like that. I like that they have the option to do this. I'm sure it makes it cheaper on the back end for them. So yeah, that's cool.
Well, they are still producing 2 versions because there is still the Nintendo Switch 1 version of the game still being produced. So it's not like they're only selling the one cartridge.
Got it.
So I think there's still a $10 difference as well. It's $70. $70 if you get the Switch 2 edition and $60 if you get the Switch 1 edition.
Gotcha. Okay, interesting. All right. Well, I mean that's cool. That's cool that they have this. I like the red cards too. They're cool. I like that. I like that they changed the color for them.
Yeah. Also, we did just to stick on the cartridge situation. We did get pre-orders from the pre-orders went up in Japan, and they got all of the like the actual games, all of the launch titles. Cyberpunk is the only game on a physical cart that's launching day 1. So Street Fighter 6, it was Street Fighter 6, Bravely Default. Let me see. Let me pull this up. I forgot who had it.
Yakuza.
Here we go. Yeah. So here it is. Wild Hearts S. Puyo Puyo Tetris. Like, come on, bro. Daemon X Machina, Titanic Scion, Raido Remastered, Sonic X Shadow Generations, Kunitagami, Yakuza 0, and then some Japan-only releases that I've never heard of or seen before. Nobunaga's Revenge, Suikoden 1 and 2. All of these will be game key cards. Why is Riku trending? Oh, not my Riku. So yeah. So for physical collectors, I feel your pain. That kind of sucks for y'all. Notice I say y'all because it'd be me. But yeah. But Marvelous with Story of Seasons and Rune Factory are both using 64 gigabyte cartridges for their games. Cyberpunk is using 64 gigabyte cartridge, but for the majority of third party, they're sticking to game key cards, even when it doesn't make sense, like Bravely Default and Puyo Puyo Tetris, which should be able to fit on like smaller carts. But there was a rumor that Nintendo actually only has 2 options as far as cartridge sizes, which is 16 and 64. So instead of having the 248, 16, 32 like the Switch One. They only have 16 and 64, which makes more sense as far as because I was like, because I always said at the beginning, oh, like Mario Kart World is probably on a 64 gigabyte cartridge. That's expensive. It's gonna be like, that's why it's $80 instead of $70. But then when I saw the file sizes of the games, I was like, okay, Mario Kart World is only like 24 gigabytes. That can fit on a 32 gigabyte cartridge easily. So, like, it didn't make sense why they would, like, then it started to, like, not make as much sense as to why they would up the price. But if there is no 32 gigabyte and there's only 16 or 64, then they are using a 64 gigabyte cartridge. So it ends up being more. But then I'm like, why would they limit only 16 and 64? Like, especially for the third parties, because like for a game like Puyo Puyo Tetris, that's like a 4 gig, maybe 8 gig max. They don't need the full 16 gigabyte cart. Why are they forcing developers into either using the 16 gigabyte or having to go to game key cards as their only options? Either pay the extra price of either take the blow of the 64 gigabyte cartridge or the 16 gigabyte cartridge, or go to game key cards, or up the price to make it like more unreasonable for people, like for the consumer. So I'm hoping this rumor isn't true, because it wasn't from any like reputable source or anything. It was just like a Reddit rumor that Chuck brought up, because Chuck's always looking for some kind of slander. I don't know how he found this on the fucking dredges of the internet, but yeah. What do you think about that though?
Yeah, I mean, I already don't really, I don't know, because we're still talking about the game key cards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the game key cards, honestly, because I am still somewhat of a physical collector as well, but yeah, I mean, I don't really have too much on it.
It is what it is.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. All right, sticking to Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2. So there was news that came out earlier that Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, and Breath of the Wild Switch 2 edition specifically would not be eligible for cloud saves. And so if you were looking to bring your save over from your Switch 1 version of the game, like without transferring directly to your Switch 2, so say you traded in your Switch already and you were just gonna download the cloud saves for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom so you could play the Switch 2 edition, there was a disclaimer on those games that said this software does not support the Nintendo Switch Online paid membership save data cloud backup feature. So if you watch the ILP, they went on a full topic just disrespecting the Big N, just going in on them. And you know what? I let them have it, right? I was like, I saw this and I was like, knowing Nintendo, this is some more like fake news, because it didn't have this disclaimer in Japan. It was only on the Europe and US versions. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna let y'all have it. I'm gonna let y'all talk. I know y'all are looking for a reason. So I'm gonna let y'all have it. I'm not gonna jump in. I'm not gonna waste my super chats on because I'm gonna get y'all next Sunday or whenever this is revealed to not be anything. That's when I'm gonna come for y'all. So I let them have last Sunday. Just wait until this Sunday because I'm on the ass.
Yeah.
Because we got the confirmation that these notes have been removed, as it was more than likely a mistake.
Yeah.
And
okay.
The new note only says that the Switch 2 save data can't be transferred back to the original Switch.
Got it. Okay.
So, as usual, Nintendo's wording of stuff and their disclaimers always seem... We also got confirmation of the GameCube controller, because a lot of people thought that the GameCube controller wasn't gonna work with Switch 2 games. They also changed the messaging of that, where it says it may not work perfectly with Switch 2 modern games, which is exactly what I said as well. So
yeah,
now that we literally have both of those retracted, but do you see any of the news outlets like Insider Gaming who made all these stories and crazy headlines? Bro, Insider, I don't know what beef
they low-key fumbled a little bit. Yeah,
I don't know what beef Insider Gaming got with Nintendo, but they are not bro, because there was one I saw today, and it was it was about the pre-orders. I remember. Hold on, let me find that shit, because I was like, y'all are so extra with this. What did they do? There has to be something that they did, because it doesn't make any sense for y'all to just be going in like this. Here you go. So the story was that Nintendo announced on Twitter that 2.2 million Japanese players signed up for the pre-orders, but they were like, that was above our expectations and we won't be able to fulfill all 2.2 million. Simple. Okay. Does that seem like a negative story to you? No? Okay. Now, this is the headline that Insider Gaming put. Nintendo forced to disappoint millions of Switch 2 customers seeking a pre-order.
That's ridiculous.
Nintendo forced to disappoint millions of Switch 2 customers seeking a pre-order. That is a fucking choice. So again, Insider Gaming, what did Nintendo do to y'all? Because it's been, from the jump, y'all have been on Nintendo's ass, looking for any reason to have some kind of clickbait headline that sounds negative as fuck. So I digress. I haven't seen any of these motherfuckers who was like, Zelda 2 will be missing clouds, or Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom will not have cloud saves, and you're gonna lose your data when you play it on the Switch 2. You're gonna start over from scratch. Yeah, they had none of that. But I don't. They were doing all of that, and I don't see anybody posting that has now been removed or corrected. No updates, no nothing. So, shout out to these fake ass journalists out here. I shouldn't say fake journalists, because that is what journalism is. Online journalism. That's what it is. I can respect the hustle, but
yeah,
also I can call out the bullshit too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, yeah, it is what it is with that. But let's move on to our final topic. Now, this is the one that's gonna hurt the most when I sell my PS5. The one game, the spiritual successor to my favorite PS5 exclusive, like bar none, not even close. Saros from Housemarque, who made the Returnal game, and the fact that they said Saros will be building on the combat system that they developed for Returnal. Ah man, it's about to be fucking peak. But I will not be able to play this on day one once I sell my PS5. So I'll have to wait like a pathetic PC Master Racer. But yeah, Saros is my most anticipated first-party PlayStation game, even over Intergalactic. And we will be getting our first look at extended gameplay later this year, according to Housemarque, who just randomly put this out. What's going on with PlayStation marketing? They're just like, what is
fucking
today?
Disappeared.
They're like, what is today? Yeah, let's just put out a tweet saying that we're gonna show some gameplay later this year. Like, what was the point of this tweet? Who is this for? I don't understand the significance of any of this.
Same day as Ghost too.
Well, no, this was the 17th. This was like 6 days ago.
Okay. Oh, okay, got it. So I just missed it.
Yeah. So I was like, why is PlayStation just dropping? You remember when during the pandemic, when Nintendo wasn't really doing directs for a while?
Yeah.
And they were doing partner directs, but not like their own directs. And then they would just like randomly drop, hey, Origami King, just in a tweet. Like Paper Mario Origami King is coming out in 2 months. And like they would just drop like games in a tweet instead of in a direct. Like it was super weird. So this is like the same energy from PlayStation right now. It's not really new games, it's like updates to, like that you would expect to see in a state of play. But also this, like, I don't understand. It's just they just put out a tweet saying you're gonna see more later this year. Why? It's not a response to anybody. It's like, I can understand if it was like a reply to someone who was like, man, can't wait to see more Saros. And then, you know, sometimes they'll be like, yeah, we'll be showing it later this year. Just random ass tweet. So yeah, but still excited. I'm just happy to know that we will be seeing this this year, even though it's a 2026 game, because they could have waited until 2026 to even show more of it. I'm hoping it's an early 2026. But yeah, how you feeling about this?
Yeah. Saros is exciting. I just bought Returnal on Steam not too long ago, so I got that to jump back into for sure. But yeah, I'm excited to see this. I am predicting that this is a first half 2026 game. I think that next half might have something else. But yeah, this exciting. Can't wait to see it. Definitely, it's probably going to be one of those PS5 Pro showcases. It'll probably be like, oh, this is how much better it looks on PS5 Pro. But yeah, I'm excited to see it. Saros is cool. PlayStation's gonna have a bigger year next year for sure with Saros. I don't even know what else. Yeah, for sure. Fair games,
third party exclusives. Fair games. Which, if it doesn't hit like bro. So after Have you seen any alpha impressions of Marathon?
Yeah, I actually heard that it's a hit or miss. There's like apparently what's it called? Not aimbot, but like what's the word for controller players?
Aim assist.
Yeah, there's apparently aim assist for PC too, which yeah, that's what I've heard at least. I seen like a clip of like Shroud talking about it. So yeah, apparently they've given PC players aim assist as well. So I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, I heard people are a little mixed. Apparently the game also graphically is a disappointment, is what I'm hearing as well. But yeah, that's all I've heard about Marathon.
Hey, if Fair Games, if we get 3 back-to-back flops, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
It's gonna be spooky over there. But it is what it is. We'll talk about that when it comes around. Any final words before we wrap up the show?
Final words for
or I guess for Saros specifically.
For Saros?
Yeah. Or
yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. You know, there's I think the guy that's playing the protagonist is Indian, so I'm excited to see that. That's cool. You know, more of my peeps. But yeah, we'll see.
I thought they said that representation of anyone that's not a white male is bad. Or am I just tripping?
Nah, it's we live in a DEI society. I was about to say society. DEI society. So you know, society. Definitely.
But with that is it. That is all we have for you guys today. Thank you all for tuning in, and to all the people leaving comments in the chat. We do appreciate your support. Make sure you guys hit that like, because we love you guys and helps grow this channel. If you're not subscribed and you enjoyed the show, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can stay updated for when Dual-Wield premieres. Now, the bagels, as always, appreciate you for showing up. Appreciate the time that we get to talk games. Where can we find you? What you got going on?
Of course. Nah, man, I appreciate being here, man. This I love talking about gaming. You know, I love this industry that we're in. So you know, it's nice that I have this outlet, especially you know, now that I'm staying a little silent on social. So it's nice to have an outlet to talk, man. It's to talk freely about this. Not even just about games, about anything, honestly. So, but yeah, y'all can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Subegels. I haven't streamed this week at all yet, but hopefully I'll get a couple streams in before the week ends. But if not there, y'all can find me on YouTube. I've been posting a little bit of shorts. youtube.com/Subegels. I'm there too. On TikTok, I'm Avatar Subeg, if you guys want to follow me there. Instagram, it's Subeg Dollywall, if you want to follow me there. I'm on Twitter as well, if y'all want to follow me there. Check those places out. Check Twitch for sure. That's probably gonna be the place that people can most easily find me and talk to me and chat. Discord as well. I'm around on there too. But yeah, that's really it.
All right. As for myself, Don Otaku, you can find me on Twitter at PastaFeet F3ET. You can find me on twitch.tv/Don Solo SOLOW, which y'all thought I was done. I was actually streaming yesterday. Yeah.
Let's go.
I was streaming Oblivion Remastered. That was fun. Literally the stream was going smooth until I went into the open world, and then that shit, like the frames was crazy. I was like, maybe it's because I'm recording on metal at the same time, so I stopped the metal and it gave me like 10 extra frames, but then the range was still wild. It was still dropping into the 40s. So I was like, once I got to my destination, I was like, yeah, I gotta end the stream, bro. This ain't happening.
Okay.
But now that I've gotten that fixed, I might stream sometime this week. Well, I'm gonna be playing 33 Expedition. I ain't gonna Expedition 33, so I'll probably stream that tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, and then of course you can find me right here on YouTube, Otaku, where not only do we do the Dual-Wield Gaming Podcast every Thursday, every Saturday, Project Untitled Gaming Podcast live and indirect, with the day ones, and yeah, last week I literally took down the episode because it got a little too crazy last week between me and Chuck. So
okay,
I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take this. I don't want this to be this one to represent. But yeah, it gets hectic. It's still a fun time most of the time. But yeah, other than that, when am I going? I'm gonna be like, Expedition 33 is about to consume me. I already know it, bro. Expedition 33 is, I can already tell just the type of game that it is, that I'm probably gonna like mainline that. That's gonna be the only game that I'm playing for the next few weeks.
Sure.
There are certain games where I just know, like Blade Chimera was that game where it, like, I never stopped playing it until I beat it. This is probably gonna be that. And really, I can't think of any other releases that will pull me away from Expedition 33. So, yeah. But with that is basically all I'm gonna be playing for the rest of the week. I did want to bring up, there was another big open critic game that we missed, that everyone missed, and it was the 100-line Last Defense Academy. Did you see that game had an 89 on Open Critic?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I played the demo, and it just never, like, I played the demo, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be like a solid 8. I'm not gonna pick. I was asleep, bro. I was asleep, obviously, because, bro, I was not expecting that 89. I fucked up. I had every chance. But yeah, any final words for the people before we wrap up?
For the people, Game Pass. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, shout out to Game Pass for sure, man. It's literally been fueling my gaming, except for the Switch for sure. Except for Thousand Year Door, actually. But yeah, shout out to Game Pass, man. So play those games, stream the games, watch the streams, tune in, tap in, comment on people's streams, I actually want to shout out Lord Mars, actually, because I be watching his stream sometimes. I silently watching sometimes. Sometimes I comment, but man, the way he plays games, man, it's awesome, man. So shout out to Lord Mars, true gamer.
I hate how he plays games. I've always hated how he played games because I don't know if he's still doing this today, but he irks me with the way that he just skips content even when it's in his face. He like it like, if there's like a side quest or something, because he used to always be at my house, like he like every day, because he never had his own console. So whenever I wasn't playing the game, he would be playing the game, and sometimes I'd just be watching him, and then like there'll be like something like a side quest or something, side event right in his face, and he'll like ignore it, and I'm like, bro, what do you like it? Because I'm the guy, if I see the side quest, I have to talk to that person, I have to do whatever is there, and he's the opposite, bro. Okay, like So when Kingdom Hearts 3D came out, because we're both big Kingdom Hearts fans, I played through Kingdom Hearts 3D. I put about like 80 hours into it. Like, did everything that I could in that game. I gave my I let him borrow my 3DS so he can beat the game. This motherfucker blocked out at 24 hours. And I was like, bitch, he was like a level 36 or some shit like that. I was like, how the fuck did you even beat the fucking boss at level 36? I was struggling at like level 50, 60, and you over here just like you just skipped everything and you're trying to fight the boss at level 36. I hate Lord Mars. Like that's the homie, but he's a disgusting gamer, and I hate everything he stands for.
That's funny.
So yeah,
shout out though.
But shout out Lord Mars. Y'all should check him out on Twitch and on YouTube at the Lord Mars Gaming. He's an individual for sure.
Absolutely.
But with that, let's go ahead and wrap it up. No, I don't have anything else to say. I don't know why I said just all right, bye. Yeah, let's just go. Let's get out of here.
Peace.